Welcome. You have activated all systems. Deactivation is not an option. The end is where we begin.
We're just going to fake it to Hook. She's going to roll out to his right. Misses the tackle, puts it deep.
Oh, look at this.
And complete to number 25.
Aaron
Down
rolling.
to 20, the 10, the 5. Touchdown.
There you go.
Pinnacle. All day. Pinnacle.
Run, Brian, run.
Nope, there it is. Seven, 8 to the head.
Move.
There's Gillis Ross.
Oh, my God. Goodness. Wow. One-handed. Incredible.
That is one of the greatest catches I've ever seen.
And welcome to Pinnacle Football. Myself, Tim Storrs, Todd Dixon, and Rich Piper are going to be joining you this evening from Mountain Pointe High School in beautiful Ahwatukee. We've got some good weather here tonight, folks. I'd say it's probably in the high 70s, so we're going to have a great game tonight. Mountain Pointe is the number 1 seed team in the state right now, and I believe Pinnacle is 5 or 6, I think it is.
Well, in 6A, we're number 4. Hi, folks. Todd Dixon here.
Yep.
We're 4th in 6A, Tim, but according to Max Preps, I think we're down at number 6.
6. So we'll call it 5.5. How about that?
That works perfect.
So we're here again, going to be facing another top 10 school in the 6A division. Mountain Pointe, we're out here visiting. This is actually my first time to this particular high school. Beautiful field.
To your point on that, Tim, this is kind of crazy, folks. I'm not sure if this has ever happened in Arizona high school football history. For the 3rd time in 4 weeks, we're playing the team ranked number 1 in the state.
Yeah.
You realize that?
Crazy?
Centennial was ranked number 1 by Max Preps when we played them. Now Mountain Pointe's ranked number 1, and 4 weeks ago against Chandler, they were ranked number 1. So it's the Butcher's Block hat trick stat.
Yes, exactly, and that's a great analogy, Tom. I like that.
Awesome.
And hopefully we pull up the hat tonight, and Pinnacle comes out victorious. So that would be nice. And you know what? If Pinnacle wins this evening, that's really going to send a statement because we lost in overtime against Chandler, a very, very a heartbreaker, a well-fought game, and then last week we lost on a Thursday night game to Centennial, which is a number 1 seed on a 5A division, a very tough team.
And they were ranked number 1 overall, too.
And exactly, and with a last-minute field goal, Pinnacle came out there and did well, but came up short at the end of that game, too, as well. So, you know what? We were in all these games. We just haven't been able to kick it over the edge, and hopefully tonight that happens.
Well, side by side, Tim, it's a great segue because if you take a look at Mountain Pointe, what's their strength? It's running. They average 280 yards a game on the ground, and they don't like to throw that often. It's less than 100 yards a game that they average on the offense. And defensively, they're every bit as good as Centennial. Their defense is stingy. They've got, I think, 7 interceptions on the year. They average 3 sacks a game. So it's an extremely physical, fast football team.
And you know what? You're exactly right. You know, myself and Rich announced the JV game here, and it was a Tuesday night game. Now, I didn't go to the freshmen because the freshmen played Wednesday night here, but the JV game, I think they threw the ball maybe 10 times the whole game. That was it. It was just ground and pound all night long. And I'm sure you're going to see that on this level here. They're going to rely on the running game. And you know what? Pinnacle's going to really have to step up because they got pounded last week against Centennial on the run. And they're going to have to
Well, Centennial put up 400 yards.
Yeah, exactly.
On
and
the ground.
The linebackers are going to have to step up as well as the defensive line because, you know, these guys are getting to the secondary. And Tucker Parrish, as a safety, made a lot of tackles last week.
He did. You know, you mentioned the freshmen in JV. Let's just take a little time to give them a shout-out. Congratulations to the freshmen for a 41-21 win. I believe that was yesterday. And then on Wednesday night, the game that you're talking about, the JV remains
So it was Wednesday. Tuesday and Wednesday.
Okay,
They did
Tuesday,
flip-flop,
Wednesday.
so.
Okay, flip-flop.
So-
But anyway, the JV remains undefeated on the year. They beat Mountain Point 48-20, and you were calling that game.
Right, and it was all run by Mountain Point, and after a while the JV just picked up on it, and they read that offense very, very well, and it was kind of
it carries through the
yeah, and it was kind of one dimensional. So we'll see. I know JV's a whole nother ball game out here, and I would expect that tonight. But you know what? Mountain Point is also going to have to contend with Spencer Rattler. Spencer Rattler through the air he's got big numbers, and you told me off the air earlier this evening that he is one of the number one ranked punters too this year in the state.
For all of the things that Spencer does, he's
Unbelievable.
actually got the highest punting average in the state right now, which is kind of crazy. They line him up in that formation. If you haven't seen this yet, folks, it's an incredible weapon. When they get to fourth down in midfield or certain parts of the field, they'll put Spencer back there, and he basically has an option. He's either going to throw it, run it, or kick it, and that is a nightmare if you're trying to defend.
Exactly.
Well, and you mentioned Spencer, 238 yards he's averaging in the air right now. The Pioneers are averaging 170 yards on the ground. So the offense, if you take a look at that and combine, they're throwing up 400 yards a game.
Exactly. And you know what? It's going to take all that tonight to beat Mountain Point.
No, it is. It is. Again, a very good defense. In fact, who do we have to stop tonight? If you take a look at Kenny Churchill is number 23. He's got offers all over the country. He's a safety for him. 6'2", I think 200 pounds. He hits like a truck, and he's extremely good.
Oh, we've just been notified that. All right, I'm not going to say that. We'll just call it a surprise. We've got
a surprise coming
new
to you
special
folks tonight.
features
That's
tonight
awesome.
here, folks. I was just kind of.
That's Evan Maxey, our production chief here, telling us
okay.
about. So there might be a special.
Okay.
We're going to see if it'll work, but we have a special thing coming on to you tonight. Rich is over here. Rich, how you doing? Rich Piper, by the way, next to us, ladies and gentlemen. The roving reporter in the stands, right?
Hi, everybody. It's always great to be out on a Friday night, especially with Todd and Tim. So I'm still going to add some color tonight for your entertainment.
And you know what? They barely let you in the gate. You had your Pinnacle ID here, and you said, "Hey, look, I'm a student," and they just didn't buy it. You know?
No, I didn't. But then I started acting as usual, and they clearly understood that I'm still a high school student. So you're going to hear a lot about Pinnacle tonight. You're going to learn some things about football, and we're going to have some fun along the way. I think I've got a couple things that I'll bring to the table. We'll interview some people, have some fun, make some jokes, and Tim will make fun of them. You know,
yeah, it's all
get
good.
everybody laughing.
It's all good.
Well, the importance of this game, guys, can't be stated enough. And when you're talking about playoff seedings, because Mountain Point beat Chandler, Chandler's beat us. If we can win tonight, that puts us on a potential path, if we take care of business in our division, to be the 1 or maybe 2 seed going into the playoffs.
Correct. And you know what? Now, this is our last kind of, quote, tough game. We go into, Sandra Day, and then they
quality teams.
Yeah, and then Boulder Creek, and then the last game of the season and Mountain Ridge. And the last game of the season, which is going to be Horizon, that game is always up in the air.
Yeah, regardless, it's always competitive. So let's talk a little bit about your Pinnacle Pioneers on offense coming into this year, guys. The stats, they've been just unbelievable. Spencer on the year, that's Spencer Rattler. He is the number 1 ranked quarterback in the entire United States for the junior class of 2019 as a dual threat, running and throwing. He'll kill you with his arm or his legs. It's a pick your poison type of thing with Spencer. But he's thrown up so far in the year. He's 98 for 139 for 1,066 yards, 10 touchdowns, 6 interceptions.
Yeah, and exactly. He gets back behind there, and then you got the punting thing that goes on too. So he's just all over the board. But you know what? I'm going to say one thing. At a game like tonight, and a number 1 team in the state, it's going to take Spencer to carry this team tonight. He has got to come to the table, be able to show this leadership, show the dominance in the Pinnacle offense. The defense for Pinnacle is going to have to step up, and Spencer's going to have to carry some of this weight, I think, tonight on his shoulders for Pinnacle to come out with a win.
Well, he's also rushed for 140 yards on the ground too to go with what he's done in the air. And you want a really fun stat besides leading the state in punting. Spencer's got 2 receptions on the year as a receiver.
Yeah, he got that one little flea flicker that was thrown to Hayden Hatton. Hayden Hatton threw it back across the field, and I think it was about a 40-yard gain last week. So that was awesome.
And it hasn't just been through the air, guys. On the ground this year, the Pioneers have 852 yards rushing through 5 weeks. So it's an average of 170 yards on the ground. The leading rusher is Juntinen, number 25. He's got 296 yards and 5 touchdowns. He's a little bit more of the power type of back.
Exactly.
You've also got Caleb Covington, who's a great slasher, a good jump cut, good speed, and he's got good power too. Caleb's got 267 yards, so that's a really nice 1-2 punch.
Exactly. And you know what? It was nice because Juntinen came into that. Coach Zuppe kind of threw him into that Chandler game a few weeks back, and that's where he started to come into his own. And he had a great game at the second half of that Chandler game, and now he's starting to see a lot more playing time and sharing some of the responsibility with Caleb Covington.
Perfect. And you can see that the Pioneers are coming out. They know this is a big game. This is the third time in 4 weeks. Again, folks, we've played the top dog in the state according to the polls. The receiving unit for the Pioneers has also been very good, led by number 88, Hayden Hatton, who has 29 catches on the year for 384 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Yeah, pretty incredible. And then he's got his brother Hogan, who plays kind of a tight end, defensive end, linebacker, kind of a hybrid.
Hogan in fullback once in a while, H-back. He's a great Mike linebacker, too.
Exactly. A lot of power, big physical player, phenomenal hands, and, you know, it's going to take a lot of him tonight, too, especially if
his blocking. That's the thing. His blocking is fantastic.
And if Mountain Pointe's going to bring this running game, which we assume they are tonight, I'm sure you're going to see a lot of Hayden Hatton.
Well, and Hogan's got 10 catches on the year, Tim, for 3 touchdowns. Parker Red had a good week last week. Parker Red's the senior. He's a team captain, 19 catches for 210 yards. And then Jack Jepson, who's come on varsity this year and played very well. Jack, as a receiver, has 13 catches on the year.
And then you've got also, as one of the other linebackers said, he was a little quiet last week, was Vance Dixon.
Yeah.
He wears number 4 out there. Physical player, an emotional type player. You know, I can't see that. So I'll let you read that.
Yeah, 47. He leads the team with 47 tackles.
Yeah, so I mean, he's awesome to watch too. He really excites the defense, so it's fun to see him when he's out on the field there too.
Well, just a great overall athlete, and as we said, he's got 47 tackles on the year, 2 for a loss, plus a sack to throw in there. The second leading tackler on the year is Bogle. He's your middle linebacker. He's got 34.
Zaire Bogle.
Yep, he's got a sack as well. Carricker's having a good year at linebacker, 29 tackles. He's got 4 tackles for a loss, 2 sacks, fumble recovery, and he's also caused a fumble.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a great game tonight. It's a great matchup. This is one that's going to have, I'm sure, a lot of highlights. It's probably going to come down to some special teams. It's going to come down to who makes mistakes tonight. I think Spencer's going to have to really be pretty perfect. We can't see any picks. They've got a phenomenal safety.
He's really good.
On Mountain Pointe, and obviously that's going to test Spencer. So it's going to be
number
interesting.
23.
Exactly.
So he's been lighting it up all year.
It's going to be interesting to see how this all plays out. We're going to have a fun game tonight, folks.
We got captains lining up too.
All right, captains this evening for your Pinnacle Pioneers are number 7, which is Parker Red, number 2, which is Spencer Rattler, number 28, which is Dylan Stevenson, and Luke Verbalitis, number 55. I can't see the numbers on the other side there.
I'm going to read them to you. Number 7.
Number 7 is going to be Marshawn Gibson.
22.
22 is Jatori Gibson.
83.
Number 83, I do not have an 83. So we'll have to get back to you on that one, folks.
Excuse me, 38 and 78.
Oh, 38 and 78. See, Rich, here, Rich. This is why we got Rich here, you know.
I'm starting already.
Number 38 is Travis Myers, and number 78 is Mason Hone.
He's one of their big boys. Mason's 275 pounds and all of 6'1". That's the thing. Mountain Pointe is always physical, and they're always big, and they're always fast. It's year in and year out, it seems like. And you know, we've played Mountain Pointe 3 years in a row now, guys. We're 0-3 lifetime against Mountain Pointe because we played them the last 3 years, and one of which in the playoffs. So this would be a good night for some redemption.
Yeah, I agree, and it's going to be a fun game. It's always a fun game to watch. Watch when you've got two top teams going at it head to head on a Friday evening.
Well, and Dana Zupke, the head coach for Pinnacle, 14th year, I believe. So he's been the only head coach Pinnacle's ever had, from what I understand, since the high school opened. And he's got a good staff around him. The offensive coordinator is Mike Brown. Andrew Hurley's your defensive coordinator. Tom Burke coaches the O-line. Doug Cozen, the receivers. Ken Swears, D-line.
Well, real quick, folks, before we get under kickoff, I want to talk about our championship level sponsor, which is Chick-fil-A. Chick-fil-A is proud to be the 2017 championship sponsor, providing generous support to the Pinnacle football program throughout the season. There's a new way to please the crowd. Chick-fil-A in Paradise Valley, located at Tatum and Cactus. Stop by and let them know you're a Pinnacle fan. They didn't invent the chicken, just a sandwich. Visit chickfila.com for details.
And we're underway, folks. It's going to be a low kick with a chance to return if it doesn't go out of bounds, and it does go out of bounds. That means the Pioneers will take over, I believe, at their own 35.
Correct. So that's great. You know, that's going to give us decent field position to start. I'll take that all day.
Spencer Rattler and crew coming out. This high-powered Pinnacle offense on the year has just been phenomenal, folks. They've really, Centennial hadn't allowed a point all year, and last week we put, 21 up on them?
21.
So here we go. Number 2 is Spencer Rattler leading Pioneers out. Number 1 would be Caleb Covington. He's your tailback. Split to the left is Parker Red, number 7. And we've got Hayden Hatton split over to the right. And Spencer's going to come on under center. And we're going to have Hayden motion over. It's going to be a run up the middle.
And Covington nailed in the backfield. I believe that was number 8 on the tackle. 10, excuse me. Thank you, Rich. Tyree Johnson, number 10 for Mountain Pointe. And they had Mr. Covington kind of dead to right back there. Well, it's going to be a loss of 1.
He read it the entire way, actually.
Oh, yeah.
So his twin brother Hogan is lined up over on the right-hand side. And another windy night, folks. You hear the wind tunnel effect again. We've got trips to the left. Shotgun for Spencer. This time he's going to throw. He looks over to his left. Plenty of time. Great blocking. He's going deep downfield, and that's going to be a penalty. You got to be kidding.
Wow.
You have got to be kidding. Folks, I usually don't do this, but he grabbed his jersey. Did you see that?
I saw that. So that
he absolutely grabbed his jersey.
That was Jack Jepson, number 22, was the intended receiver. I'm surprised there wasn't a penalty on that play. Very blatant. They obviously the refs are settling in.
Well, I'm not one to ever, but it was blatant. I don't know if you saw it on the video, but, well, hopefully we get one back from that. It's going to bring up 3rd and 11, and the ball is at the 34-yard line. We're going to go twins to the left, split to the right, Spencer and shotgun. Mountain Pointe's going to rush 4. Spencer steps up, looking for some room, and he's going to get sacked, and Pinnacle's going to have to punt.
Wow, a 3 and out. So Mountain Pointe got away with one there.
They did.
They definitely got away with one there.
Well, adversity. When you play on the road, that's the thing. There's going to be times where adversity happens, and the calls are not always going to go your way. You just have to find a way to overcome. So that's going to bring up 4th down. They're going to keep Spencer in as the punter. And again, folks, all the other things Spencer does, he's leading the state in punting average. I think it's 38.7 is the exact mark. I have to double-check that stat.
So, like I said, this has got to drive defense. If you only got one man back deep, and they're kind of playing
and he's going to go ahead and boot it, and takes his step up, and it's going to be short, and it's going to take a Pinnacle bounce. He's going to pick it up and try to get a return. Runs over to the right-hand side. He's got a little bit of room up to about the 38-yard line, and falls into the sidelines. That was number 3 for the Mountain Pointe, and that was Salgado.
So, yeah, Delano Salgado. A little risky there, but, he made it work. He got some yardage out of that.
So your Pinnacle defense heading out, and Mountain Pointe, their offense, they like to run the ball, averaging 270 yards per game, are the Pride. It's the Mountain Pointe Pride, folks. They won state, a couple of years ago, I believe, Tim?
Yep.
2 or 3.
Who their quarterback is there. Is that number 11?
Yes, that is Walterstead, and he's going to be a quick pitch over to the left-hand side, and great defensive play by Bennett Levy, your safety, coming up to stop that for a loss.
That's a phenomenal play, a great momentum shift for the Pioneers on the defense there, gets them a little bit fired up. Great play by Bennett Levy, number 5.
That'll bring up a 2nd and 14 from the 34-yard line.
Nick Wallerstead.
Well, and they rotate a lot at running back. When you look at the stats with Mountain Pointe, I mean, they've got kids that are, one's got 293, another 248, another 318. So you're going to see a lot of kids touching the ball tonight. So Mountain Pointe comes out. They've got a twins right formation, and it's going to be a quick fake run, and they're going to throw it over into the flats, and pretty well defended again by Pinnacle.
Yep.
There's not going to be any room there.
No, not even really. I don't even think it may be a couple-yard gain on that, if anything.
Carricker, 44 on the tackle.
And that was a great play. I mean, they had Dylan Stevenson pretty tied up there. Dylan Stevenson read the play, but they had him. They were trying to take him out of the picture. They had him blocked out of that play.
So it brings up 3rd and long. It's going to be 3rd and 13 from the 35-yard line. Mountain Pointe comes out in a little bit more of a power look. Offset eye, motion over to the right to twins. And it's going to be a draw play up the middle. He's got a little bit of room. Look out, folks. He's up over the 45 to the 50. First down yardage over to the 44-yard line.
So that is number 8, which is Gary Bragg.
Bragg, one of their weapons. In fact, I think, if memory serves, Bragg's had 293 yards on the year with 3 touchdowns. So he's the second leading rusher for Mountain Pointe. Well, that's the tackling. That's the one thing we've got to be careful of tonight. They've got a lot of speed and a lot of backs that can hurt you. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Mountain Pointe at Pinnacle's 45-yard line. This time it's a double tight look with an offset eye, and it's going to be a run over to the left-hand side, power football, and it's going to be a gain up to about the 36, a gain of about 8.
I didn't catch the number on that one. Who was that, Rich? 28?
Didn't get it.
I'm sorry who that. It is.
It's hard to see the numbers here.
Rangel, number 28.
Or 33, I think, is who they
think
call
it was
that.
33.
Yeah, they call that 33.
Jalen McKinney.
And
So Mountain Pointe's numbers are a little bit hard to read there, folks, so sorry if we're a little delayed.
Pinnacle on the 4-3. Mountain Pointe comes up to the line, and it's going to be an offset eye power look again. And this time they're going to run over to the right-hand side, and they've got a little bit of room. Tried to strip the ball out, and unfortunately didn't get the tackle in the process. He's still on his feet all the way down to the 8-yard line. You got to wrap up, kids.
Number 33 again.
So that's Jalen McKinney, again, with a nice run. He's a junior for Mountain Pointe.
Well, McKinney is their leading rusher, 318 yards on the year with 5 touchdowns, guys. He's a little bit more of that power back look. Not as tall, but he's very
Well,
stout.
I think Pinnacle made a little bit of a mistake. They were going for the strip, and I get it, but you got to first and foremost, you got to get him down.
Yep. So Mountain Pointe up to the line at the 9-yard line. It's going to be a quick snap. Another run straight up the middle. Nothing fancy about this, down to the 2 or 3 yard line. And now we're going to have a flag fly, and I think that's going to go against Mountain Pointe's offense. So that's going to be unsportsmanlike, which will help. That'll move them back. Let's see what the call is, but it sure looked like the offensive lineman for Mountain Pointe had a late push and a late hit. Waiting for the call from the referees. And it's going to get chippy down there because they're both physical. Our D-line and their offensive line are both physical. Now they're going to march it off. So it's going to be, should be a
15-yarder, personal foul.
It is. Personal foul against Mountain Pointe.
Now that's big, excuse me, folks, that's big because they were first and goal, I believe.
Right.
Okay, so now that's going to create 2nd and goal all the way back at the 23-yard line. They do have a good kicker, though. He's been perfect on PATs this year, and he's got decent range. So if we can hopefully hold the next couple of plays, we should be in good shape.
Boy, they move a lot of players in and out. I'm not even sure who's.
They've got a lot of athletes.
Yeah, I'm not sure who's even quarterbacking right now. So
Mountain Pointe's only loss on the year was to the team that's ranked number 9 in the country, and they somewhere in California they lost 36-24. So it was a fairly tight game. Here come the Pride. They're going to go twins to the left, tight end to the right. And they had shotgun formation. And delay a game now. See what the call is here, guys? Do you see it?
It's against Pioneers, whatever it is. Or no, maybe just a respot of the ball.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, so they're at the 24-yard line. Okay, so here we go. Twins left, shotgun formation fake, and the quarterback's going to keep it and run up the middle. And he's going to pick up, about 6 or 7.
So Wallerstead was brought down by number 44, which is Carricker.
That's going to bring up a 3rd and goal from the 11-yard line.
Well, that's a big 3rd down here. Pinnacle's got to come up with a stop.
Wallerstead,
At least hold them to 3, if anything.
Wallerstead heading over to get the play. Yeah, this is big, guys, because if we hold them here, then field goal attempt, considering the adversity that we faced, the non-call on the pass interference.
So Mountain Pointe's going to call a timeout here, so with a quick timeout here. Well, the Pinnacle Blue and White Club would like to personally thank all the dedicated sponsors for their generous support in helping all the Pinnacle football student athletes reach their goals on and off the field. Please make sure you stop in and visit our sponsors during your day-to-day routine and thank them for supporting the program and our kids. And with that said, our touchdown-level sponsor is Marley's Desert Ridge. Marley's brings the best part of families, friends, and sports fans together, serving up our varsity team on game days, a testament to great service, excellent food, and a welcoming atmosphere for our community. The Marlies brand wouldn't be much without their loyal guests. This is the place to go after the Friday night varsity games. Come and join in the fun. Catch the highlights on Friday Night Fever with the Pioneer fans. Visit Marlies' website at marlies.com for details.
All right, some of the former players coming up to say hi to us, including Mr. Jake Piper. Had the pleasure of coaching this young man last year. Great kid. His dad's one of our announcers. Okay, so that's good. We always get a lot of the Pioneers out there. And if you're out there, folks, the alumni, it's to all you kids that used to play here, you helped build this thing into what it is today. You should be proud. Here we are, 3rd and goal.
Jake keeps.
And it's going to be a quick snap, and looking down the field, he's just going to heave it up there, and that's going to be incomplete.
Incomplete
So
pass.
good coverage, pretty good time, and that was Walterstead. He's a good rusher. But Wallerstead. That's going to bring up 4th.
Quentin Powell, number 23 on the coverage there. I mean, that ball was thrown way out of reach into the corner of the end zone. So now Mount Pointe's going to come in here to try the field goal attempt. The field goal kicker is Abercrombie, Ben Abercrombie, number 1.
He's perfect on PATs on the year, guys, and when it comes to field goals, I think he's 3 for 5. There's a snap, kicks down, and almost got there. Did he squeeze it in? He did. All right, so Mountain Pointe draws first blood with the field goal.
Yeah, so they're going to jump on top 3-0 with 6:43 left in the first quarter here, folks. So we'll take it.
Well, special teams are going to come up huge tonight if we can get a return. You know, last week they put Juntman back there, and he hadn't really played return a whole lot before.
No.
And he almost took it to the house against Centennial.
Right. So, you know, Pinnacle shuffles in their players all over the place, too, so it's going to be interesting to see what Zayna Dupke, head coach of Pinnacle's, got dialed up for tonight.
Zayna?
Zayna Dupke.
This is what happens when I go out to eat with Rich, you know?
It's all right. It's all good. Well, we've got Dylan Stevenson back along with Quentin Powell to receive the kick. Up back's our Juntman, number 25, that we were just talking about, and I believe that might be Thans Dixon over on the other side.
So Abercrombie set to kick off.
And here we go. This is going to be returnable. Q's going to get a chance. No, out of bounds again. Okay, well, you know, 1st and 10 at the 35. That's not bad field position. If they're just going to kick it out of bounds the entire game, that's pretty decent field position.
You know, you've got the wind blowing. You can see by the flag blowing to that corner of the end zone. I don't know if he's getting it up in the air there and it's carrying that way, or he's just aiming for that.
It looks like my golf slice. You know,
yeah,
it's up and then it's bam, it's gone. What are you going to do? All right, so the second possession for the Pioneers. They were 3 and out last time with a non-call and a deep post pattern. So hopefully let's see what they can dial up. Mike Brown, again, the offensive coordinator, first year at the Pioneers, came over from Notre Dame, had coached their offense last year. And the difference this year is we're not as spread heavy, and we use a lot more of the tight end. But in this case, we have Jepson and Parker Red split off to the left, Hayden Hatton to the right, Spencer in the shotgun, Covington is your back. And Spencer's going to look to his right. Quick throw is complete to the leading receiver, Hayden Hatton, up to the 42-yard line, just short, maybe 43. Bring up a 2nd and 2.
Yep, we'll take it. And, you know, Hayden's one of his favorite targets. It's fun to talk to him. He's always up at the JV game or the freshman game, Badger and myself and Rick.
Yep, that's
and
Rick.
Rich,
come on, Tim.
Thanks, I'm done.
So Pioneers come out. This time it's an empty set. Trips to the left, twins to the right. Spencer in the gun. Mountain Pointe's going to send some pressure. Spencer steps up. He unloads, and it's good for first down yardage at the 49-yard line. That might have been, it was Hogan Hatton. That's the brother. If you throw one to one, you got to throw one to the other. It's a quality, guys. There was a great piece written in the AZ 365 this week about the Hatton brothers.
I saw that.
If you haven't read that, folks, that's actually a great piece.
And they want to play at the next level, and they want to play together.
Yeah.
So I think that's pretty cool.
Trips to the left, split to the right, and Q's going to come into the backfield. It's going to be a quick pitch over to Q on the edge. He's going to catch the edge for maybe a half a yard.
Yeah.
You know, here's the problem. Mountain Pointe's team speed is fast.
Yeah,
to catch the edge on these guys is going to be very difficult.
Yeah, they can run downhill, that's for sure, those linebackers.
A lot of speed with these kids. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. That one didn't quite work. You're seeing a lot of different looks from the Pioneers, probably just trying to test it out and see what's going to work for later. This time we've got twins to the right, and Motion from Hayden Hatton over to the left. Spencer's going to hand the ball off up the middle, and a pretty good run. Good power.
Covington.
Yeah, put his head down, drove for another 3 yards. That's going to bring up a very manageable 3rd and 4.
Well, was pretty impressive about that. That was a quick hole, and he got through it. And
he's got quicks.
Yeah, you saw that hole, he went right through it.
Parker Red and Q split to the right.
No huddle.
Hayden to the left. Spencer under center, and it looks like we got an audible coming in from Coach Brown on the sideline. Spencer's going to go back to the gun now. Caleb Covington split to the right. Hogan Hatton's your tight end to the left. Mountain Point's got 5 on the line. And
Fumble. Miss snap.
Huh.
Yeah,
Okay.
I don't know if the center knew that Spencer backed up possibly. Because that had no velocity on that snap at all.
So he was thinking it was just a regular snap. So Spencer's going to stay in, and we've got 4th and 6, but we are at their 47. So this is that modified look where he can punt it if he wants, or if he finds a seam or a hole, they can actually pass for it. We converted 3 or 4 of these last
So you've got nobody deep.
No one deep on Mountain Point.
Nobody deep.
Spencer's going to roll to his right, and he's going to punt. That's actually so tricky, isn't it? It works really well because now we've got him pinned down to the 11-yard line.
Yeah, with no return because they didn't have anybody deep. Mountain Point was playing the pass there, and Spencer looked like he was going to throw it, and then he turns around and just punts it at the last minute. That is just flat out hard to defend.
And folks, here we're going to see. We'll work on a little bit later on maybe some instant replay, which we've never had. We may try it tonight. So now we've got Mountain Point back on offense, and the ball's at the 11-yard line. Wellerstedt comes out. It's a quick pitch over to the right, and Dylan Stevens comes up to slow him down. Another missed tackle. Look out. Now it's off to the races, folks. And 3rd missed tackle finally down at the 39-yard line. Dylan came up and turned it inside, and then we had a missed tackle on the edge.
Yeah, Bennett Leby, number 5, and Thans Dixon, number 4, on the tackle there. I mean, that was a great run.
It was
a great run.
Well, they've got athletes, man.
They
They've got athletes.
made 2 Pinnacle defenders miss.
Okay, that's going to be 1st and 10, and it gets them out of trouble. So now from their own 39-yard line, Wellerstedt brings them out. They're going to go split to the left, and they've got a double tight formation, bunch formation basically. They're going to run right up the middle and just keep driving. And now we've got a rugby scrum. It's going to go to about the 43, I think, with forward progress. They're going to give it to him at the 44, actually. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 4. It's not fancy. They just come right at you.
Yeah, this is what we saw the last at the JV game. So that's Jalen McKinney, number 33.
Well, you see the size of their line. There's some big kids up there. 289, 255, 290. They eat well. So another bunch formation. This time it's going to be over to the left-hand side. They're going to try to get the sweep, and it's 1st down yardage up to the 48-yard line.
That's Marshawn Gibson, number 7 on the carry that gets a 1st down for Mountain Point and into Pinnacle territory. Just into that. And as Rich would say, the 51-yard line.
You got Smurs and Markuson as your defensive ends this evening. You'll see some rotation on the line right now. It looks like that's Corley Thompson in there. Or is that Big Sam? That's Big Sam, actually.
Akwabu.
And it's going to be a play-action pass. They're going to look to the air. This time they're going to throw it out to the out pattern, which is open, and it is complete at the 36. Stepped out of bounds. That was number 7.
That's Gibson, and you've got Leby, number 5, on the coverage there, but that's going to be enough for a Mountain Point 1st down. They're moving the ball.
They are. That was a nice play-action. It was a very nice play-action pass. Lucas Jarvis, number 71, is your other defensive tackle. At linebackers, you have number 8, Zaire Bogle. He's your middle linebacker. And you've got Carricker, number 44. And you've got Vance Dixon.
Yeah, number 4.
In the secondary, Dylan Stevenson's number 28, Q's number 23. Here we are. It's going to be another run up the middle. And better defended this time. Down maybe a 2-yard gain. And it's safety Tucker Parrish.
Number 18.
Speaking of Tucker.
So while you guys are watching on the ball, there's a lot of off-ball physicality going on both sides of the field.
It's a fist fight. It's no different than Centennial. I mean, these guys are just powerful. They always are.
Someone's going to get a flag here soon.
2nd and 8 for the Pride. Bunch formation again. This time it's going to be strong, heavy right. Look for that side, and here they come. And Pinnacle tries to bottle it up, and good open field tackle this time by Levy, I think.
No, that's Tucker
Is that
Parrish,
Tucker?
18. Yep.
Nice job, Tuck.
Phenomenal tackle.
Tucker just got his third college offer this week. I saw that on the Twitter feed, folks. If you go to www.pinnacle.com on the Twitter feed, you can see a lot of updates such as that. So congratulations to Tucker. I believe it was Willamette University that offered him.
That penalty was against Pinnacle.
What was the call? I missed it. So, well, that's penalties in a game like this can kill you. They're going to have to be very careful. Turnovers and penalties.
That's
are
a
the two
15-yarder, so that's a personal foul, obviously. I didn't see it.
So the Pride now, 1st and 10 at the 20. 2 minutes and 13 seconds left in the first half, folks, and the time of possession has been dominated by Mountain Pointe.
That penalty, I think, was on Zaire Bogle, number 8, getting a little, whether it's his mouth or his hands, whatever, but Zupke is going to give him a breather.
It's going to pass, and it's complete over to the right-hand side again, and this time it's going to be good for 6 points. Pioneers dig themselves a hole early, folks. We're down 9-0.
Untouched, number 3.
It's that same out pattern. What they're doing is it's a fake up the middle, and then they just have the running back go up. And I don't know if it's man coverage, and that's a backer's responsibility, or if they're in zone.
Well, that was Salgado, number 3, on the touchdown there for Mountain Pointe.
So 9-0, adversity early.
So Abercrombie's coming in for the extra point attempt.
And it is good. So that's going to be 10-0.
With 1.50 left in the first quarter here, folks. So, Pinnacle's going to have to really step it up. We haven't had really much of an offense out there on the field.
This is an important drive.
Yes, it is. So Fitzmaurice Hand Institute is one of our sponsors this year, and as a proud sponsor of Pinnacle Football for 2017, come visit the Hand Experts located at 8841 East Bell Road. Fitzmaurice also provides hand and wrist urgent care. They are the carpal tunnel specialists using the leading edge treatment and technology. Come experience the comfort and caring and get back into doing the things you love. Visit fitzhand.com for details.
So back to return the kick. You've got number 6, Jalen Coleman, along with 23. That's Quentin Powell. We call him Q. Fastest kid on the team. Superman in a phone booth. Fast.
So Coleman's up pretty shallow. So they're obviously kicking that way.
And it's going to go now Coleman's going to get a chance to return this, and he's got it up the middle to the 20, 25, makes a move over to the right. Nice cut move, and he's got more room. Look out to the 25, up to the 30, cuts back again, and gets all the way up to the 37-yard line. Great return by Coleman.
Yeah, we'll take it.
Fantastic. In fact, folks, instant replay. Let's take a look at what Coleman did here. I believe that might have been his first return of the year. This is brand new, folks. You're watching it for the first time, just like we are. So as you take a look at what Coleman pulled here, check out these jump cuts. Okay, here we go. He's going to catch the edge, and then whoop, going to stop, and then plow forward for another 5 yards. Perfect.
I like it.
That's pretty cool, Evan. Evan Maxey over here.
Well, the whole trick is
instant replay.
We're going to get Rich on instant replay when he gets in the stands at Pinnacle High School.
All right, here we go. Trips right. Spencer's going to throw. Quick throw. It's complete over to Covington. He's going to make a move and get up to the 47-yard line.
And that should be a first down.
I think Pinnacle realizes how important it is to get points on the board with this drive, down 10-0 in the first quarter.
Well, you know what's funny? That this is the second time where Rattler, quick release, got it out there and it worked. He did it in the last drive to Hatton for a quick 10, and now he did it to Covington for a quick 10.
They're opening it up. We've got trips to the left, empty backfield. Spencer in the gun again. This time he's going to look over to the left and quick pop over to Hatton, and that's good for first down yardage all the way up to the 38-yard line.
I honestly think that you're going to be able to get that all night, and then when they come up and start to cheat that, then you go deep.
Here's the thing. Mountain Pointe's got 8 takeaways on the year, 7 of which are interceptions. So they are ball hawks, but they haven't seen a receiving crew quite like ours, I don't believe. Chandler's was good, but they were without their top wideout when they played Chandler.
So somebody's calling a timeout. It looks like timeout Mountain Pointe.
So the Pioneers now at the 39-yard line. 1 minute, 1 second left in the first quarter.
So I got a text message from Joni Gratz, who is the mother of Michael Gratz, who was one of the quarterbacks last year for Pinnacle. So shout out to you, Joni. She says the instant replay, they just love it. So, Steve, it's working. We like it.
Evan and Steve, they're our technical geniuses, these guys. We just stand up here and blabber. These guys make the magic happen.
What do you mean we? What's this we stuff?
Huh? Yeah, you're usually somewhere in the snack shack or figuring something else out. Well, here's something interesting, guys. Mountain Pointe's defense, they've had a lot of sacks, almost over 3 sacks a game. And they allow less than 100 yards a game on the ground. So if there's anywhere where you can attack, as long as you take care of the ball, it might be through the air. That's what we're seeing right now.
These short, quick passes. I like it.
Now, Spencer, there's a little bit more of a traditional look. We've got a slot to the left, motion by Hayden Hatton, and it's going to be a fake over there. We're going to run up the middle for some tough yardage. Nice job by Covington to pick up about 7.
You know, I'm just waiting for Covington to hit that hole and see a little daylight and look out.
Well, they're so tough against the run, and the reason being because of their team speed, and especially their secondary. If you see number 23 for the Pride, that's the kid that everybody wants at safety. ASU's offered, U of A, I think he's got about 14 D1 offers. So here we are, folks. Traditional I formation with the tight end to the left. Spencer under center, smash mouth time, and it's going to go straight to the fullback, Hayden Hatton, who gets up to about the 31-yard line. Close to first down yardage, not quite there. So you'll see Hayden do that. Hayden's our leading receiver, but he's also a big kid, man. What, about 215?
Yeah, he's 6'1", I think 215 or 220.
And looks like they're coming over to talk with offensive coordinator Mike Brown.
This is going to be the end of the first quarter here, folks, where we are trailing Mountain Pointe 10 to nothing. So that's the end of one as the Pioneers take time to talk about it. So I want to thank all the fans for the support and watching the live stream via the Pinnacle football website. I think it's awesome. Love doing it, and hope to do it again in the future. Our first and 10 sponsor is Arena Sports Grill. Arena Sports Grill is another longtime sponsor of Pinnacle football, offering great food in a family-oriented neighborhood environment. For personal-sized pizzas, wings to steak, pastas, and salads, the Arena offers something for everyone: food, sports, games, and fun. Come enjoy your favorite college or NFL football sports teams on one of Arena's 20 HD TVs. While you're there, you play a game of pool or darts. And hey, remember, Arena Sports Grill is also your local Scottsdale off-track betting bar, a proud sponsor of Pinnacle football.
So a very important third, and we'll call it 2. We didn't get a very good spot there. 3rd and 2, Twins left, motion by Hatton. Going to be a handoff up the middle to Covington, who's going to get first down yardage.
Yeah, he dives for it, and we'll take it.
You know, the Pinnacle line, guys, let's give some credit. It all starts up front. If you don't have the hogs up front to blow open the holes, you're not going to win football games. And these guys are big. About 275, I believe, on average.
Yeah, they just created.
They're that big.
They just got out of T-ball.
Perfect.
Yeah. We got trips over to the right. Spencer in the gun. Split left, empty backfield. Spencer's going to look over to the right. Pump fakes, and he's going down the field. Ball's in the air. Look out. Okay, incomplete.
Yeah, Covington, it looks like he got his hands on that one, tipped it up, or maybe the Mountain Pointe defender did. And lucky we got away with that one as being incomplete.
Speaking of your offensive line, Verbalitis is at center. Over at you got Ashenbrand in there. You got Big Ben Fox over at left tackle.
Well, Covington did a little stop and go there. So.
And over to the right-hand side, we're going to turn it up. And nice run by Jutland. Look out. That's going to be 6 for your Pioneers. Touchdown, Pinnacle. Jutland again.
I love it. Love it.
Fantastic.
Glad to see him coming into his own here. This is great. He got a great opportunity during the Chandler game, and it's good to see him getting some touches with the ball. So it's awesome.
Here comes instant replay, folks. Watch the power and the vision of Jutland, number 25. He had 2 late fourth quarters touchdowns against Chandler. Now watch this. Good cut, keeps the feet moving, and he's like a bowling ball. He just keeps going.
Big block by Hatton.
Well, it was a big block by Hatton. And you know that number 23, your safety, from the Mountain Pointe you were talking about?
Yes. And perfect on the year is Veach on PATs. He just added another. Leading the state in scoring is from a kicking position is Jacob Veach.
Kenny Churchwell is 23. So what were you going to add about that, Rich?
I was going to add that he completely whiffed. He had a clean shot on him. I don't know. I didn't see if he made a move or not. Maybe turned his shoulder. But came right in and only was able to get one shoulder on him, and Jutland just kept on going.
His legs are so strong, Jutland's are. that it's hard. One person to try to take him down is extremely hard. You've got to gang tackle the kid. And he's got pretty good speed and moves as well. So just like that, we're back in it. And guys, I have to go back to this. When we played Chandler a month ago, we were down by 2 touchdowns. When we played Centennial, we were down by 7 or 10. We keep digging ourselves the hole, but we keep coming back. Hopefully we can finish the deal tonight.
Well, this was a much-needed 7 points.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Absolutely it was. And Jacob Veach, again, folks, we talked about he's leading the state in terms of the kicker position for scoring. He's perfect on PATs. The only field goal he's missed was last week trying, I think, like a 55-yarder, something crazy. But
the other thing is he touchbacks. I mean, he's
17 for 32.
Exactly.
So 32 kickoffs, 17 of them in the end zone. And against these guys and these kind of returners, that's extremely important. So let's see if he can get his leg into this. That would help us a lot. And the wind is going to drop it up. They let him take it out. He had a foot in the end zone. That didn't make any sense. But to any event, Pioneer Special Teams does a good job, and they get him down at about the 21, 22-yard line. You know, he caught that with his foot in the end zone. I thought that was a touchback.
So did I. So who was that, number 7?
It was number 7.
Marshawn Gibson, number 7. Their numbers are tough to read a little bit there, folks.
You know, and again, Pinnacle was in there through the tackles, and it would look like they were trying to strip the ball more than they were trying to tackle. I wonder if that's part of the overall game plan tonight is to get a turnover
You always want the
ratio.
kids to try to strip. You got to make sure they're down first. So here comes Mountain Pointe. Twins to the left, tight end to the right, shotgun for Wellerstedt. He's going to fake it and run it himself over to the right-hand side. He's got a little bit of room, and he's a pretty good rushing QB as well. That's good for about an 8, I believe.
It's Lucas Jarvis, number 71, with the tackle there for the Pioneers.
That'll bring up 2nd and maybe 2 for the Pioneer, or for the Mountain Pointe Pride. We are -3 on the year turnover ratio. Mountain Pointe is +4. So that could be a factor tonight. Hopefully we can reverse that. Here comes Wallerstedt on a very short 2nd and 2. And first down yardage, still on his feet all the way up to the 38-yard line.
So Bennett Levy, number 5 on that tackle, and I believe
Number 8 was in on it.
So that's Zaire Bogle on there.
And number 4.
And Thans Dixon.
That was Gary Bragg on the carry. And that's the thing, guys. They've got 3 running backs that they give pretty equal amount of love to in terms of carries, and then the quarterback run. So that's 4 guys you got to really worry about. So 1st and 10 for Mountain Pointe at the 49. Bunch formation. Going to be a quick sweep over to the right-hand side. Well defended by Pinnacle that time. Coming up from the corner position.
23, Q.
Powell. And, I've been watching Q all year on that. He's done a great job. Proud of that kid. I mean, he comes up. Q is very physical.
Yeah, he plays bigger than he is.
Oh, big time. And he's always done that. He did that against the pass when I saw last year. And Quentin's only a junior, so we'll have Q around for at least not only this year, but next year as well. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 9 for Mountain Pointe. Wellerstedt's going to be going to center. It's a play-action pass. There's where they try to get that. And this time he's going to run. He's got pretty good wheels, and he's going to pick up the first down all the way to the 49-yard line. That's tough because if you're a backer in coverage, you have to stay on your guy, right, if you're running man.
So Sam Akwabu, number 52 on the tackle.
That's a big challenge. If you're on defense, what do you do with that? When you've got a very mobile QB like that, you got to have a spy or somebody on him. So 1st and 10 from the 49.
Well, that was a great read option. Both of the receivers were covered.
Handoff over to the right-hand side, and it's going to be good for about 4, I want to say, up to the 45-yard line maybe. 9 minutes, 25 seconds left in the first half, folks. And now there's another penalty that comes out. Who are they going to call it on? Is it going to be Pinnacle or Mountain Pointe? Gary
Bragg was the running back on that play.
And number 8 on Pinnacle chased him down from behind.
Yeah, that's Bogle.
Middle linebacker Bogle. Let's see.
Bogle gets a little emotional out there, and I know Dana Zupke pulled him out that one play.
Well, he had an unspoken like earlier, but this time it's going against Mountain Pointe.
So,
yeah, the refs are trying to take control of the game. But here's the deal. They come out and try to intimidate you, just like Centennial does. And I don't think the kids want that tonight. The kids are going to stand up and fight. So you have to be careful. I mean, you got to keep your cool because you don't want to hurt your team with penalties. And we've had too many unsportsmanlikes this year. That's something that we have to clean up.
So 2nd and about 20.
This is a good opportunity for the defense if we can get a stop here. And you've got to be very wary of that play-action pass. So here they come in the bunch formation again. Wellerstedt, single back, and it's going to be a quick throw over to the left. Pretty good coverage by,
I think that's
Q?
incomplete.
No,
Incomplete.
Yeah, incomplete pass. Perfect.
Intended for
coverage
number
by Q.
9. Oh, sorry, intended 9 and defended by 23.
That's going to bring up 3rd and 20, folks.
Sky Hinajosa.
Beautiful night. If you're watching from somewhere else, it's finally under 90 at night here in Arizona.
I'd say it's the high 70s. Here.
It's perfect football weather tonight. 3rd and 20. Here comes Wellerstedt. He's going to drop straight back, pump fake, and he's looking to go long on the right-hand side. Q's in coverage, step for step, and the ball, pretty good coverage by Q.
No, he was right on him.
That ball was out of bounds anyway.
Yep, right on him.
Be able to
So that's what we
Uncatchable.
needed.
Yeah.
It's exactly what we needed. Now we've got a 4th and 20 with 8 minutes and 57 seconds left, and the wind is blowing left to right, so we're going to have it at our back. It's kind of swirling, I guess, a little.
And you know what I like about this is on the punt return?
You have two of them.
back there. Yeah. So you've got Quentin Powell, number 23, and you've got Dylan Stevenson, number 28.
Coach Verbalitis and Ardall have done a great job of special teams this year because they have been special. They've done it's been one of the brightest spots for the team. They've done very well. So here it comes, and we're going to it's going to be short off the side of the foot, and they're going to let it go out of bounds. Pinnacle's going to take over around the 33-yard line.
So decent field position for the Pioneers to start. No return on that play.
All right, Spencer. See what we can do, huh, boys? You got the wind at your back. We're down by 3. And, that first quarter just kind of got away from us there for a while.
Well, like I said before the game started, we need Spencer to kind of carry this, I think, and
the O-line. The O-line is huge
and they just need to make the plays when they need to count.
So you've got Mickelson and at the left guard position tonight, and we'll catch the others here in a second, folks. Spencer under center, Hatton in motion, and it's going to be a handoff over the middle, dances a little bit and gets maybe a yard. That's Covington. Tried to look for the jump cut. It wasn't there.
Covington, number 1. So actually a loss of 1 on that play.
You've got Luke Ashenbrand as another one of your linemen who's number 72, highly recruited. Good kid. Just got I think he got an offer from Princeton this week.
I wasn't known of that one. Didn't know about that one.
So motion and fake handoff, flags fly. Spencer under pressure is going to put it up. And
my God.
Tried to catch Hogan in the middle, but we had a flag right as the play was snapped. And it's going to be on. I think they're saying it's going to be on the offense.
Salgado had his hand on that one, but Hatton almost got it.
You have to be careful because again, these guys have 7 picks in 4 games. So here's the replay, folks. You can see Spencer under pressure, pretty good throw off his back foot and. Close.
Almost.
So close.
And if he would have came up with that, I think it would have been gone.
I thought they threw a flag, but I'm not seeing anything, guys.
I think they did, but a penalty was declined.
Well, no, because this would have still been 3rd down, and they might have waved it off.
So 3rd and 11 for the Pioneers from the 31. Jepson in motion. Spencer's going to do the fake handoff. He's going to throw and almost intercepted by number 7 for Mountain Pointe, and that is Gibson.
Yeah, and that was intended for Jepson, number 22. So Pinnacle's going to go 3 and out here.
So it's going to bring up 4th and 11 for the Pioneers. Mountain Pointe's defense has been extremely tough all year, guys. They knocked off Chandler the week after we beat Chandler, but let me put an asterisk next to that a little bit because Chandler was missing not only their starting quarterback, but their starting, their stud receiver and also their linebacker.
So here we go. Rattler back there to punt. Dangerous,
Yeah.
Not a very deep return, man.
And Spencer's going to actually take a look, and now he's going to kick it. Boy, that's unbelievable.
Yep.
Ball's down to the 20, to the 15, to the 10, 9-yard line.
Wow.
How do you stop that? Goodness.
10,
So it looked like Spencer was going to fake it again.
That's about a 50-some-odd yard punt.
Well, that's one of the reasons he's leading the state in punting.
Exactly, because it's dangerous.
How do you stop that?
You can't, because they're coming. He looks like he's going to throw it, and that last one he just bangs it away.
And he just buys time, lets his guys get downfield, and if you're the returner, that's
what a weapon.
Folks.
What a weapon.
Look at this. And Spencer's got a good leg, too. And here's the thing. Veach has got a great leg also. So when they go traditional punt, Veach is a good punter also.
I like this because you just don't know. And we saw Rattler punt a little bit last year, but he's actually gotten a lot better.
Well, here comes Mountain Pointe up the middle, nothing fancy, smash mouth, and I don't think he got a lot, guys.
No, he didn't.
There's no game.
Handoff to number 8, tackle by
Carricker, number 44.
Kyle Carricker, returning starter at the linebacker position.
Gary Bragg, number 8, was the running back on that play. So no gain on the play, or maybe loss of about a half a yard.
Got a bit of a defensive battle going here, similar to last week. Last week it was a pretty good defensive battle also with Centennial. 2nd and 10 for Mountain Pointe. Ball is at the 8-yard line. Wellerstedt under center, and it's going to be handoff over to the right-hand side. Again, not a lot of room. That defensive line and the backers are starting to really converge on the ball.
Well, you know what I see here, Rich? Like the JV game.
That's right.
Pinnacle's starting to read this now. You know, they're
and we're filling the gaps. Even though that running back came out a little bit more to the right this time, still no gap because they closed it.
Yeah, so gain of about 1.
Andrew Hurley is the defensive coordinator. He's also in the first year for the Pioneers. So he was a player for Pinnacle back in the day, and his dad used to coach with Coach Zupke also as a D coordinator, so runs in the family. Big 3rd down and 8, and shotgun formation. This time the quarterback's going to try to run. They rate it pretty well, although he got around the corner. Goodness gracious, kids. He's down at the 15-yard line, 14-yard line. They still hold, but it shows you how slippery that QB Wellerstedt is when he runs. I didn't catch any numbers. We're up at the very top of the visitor side, folks, so we've got Rich over here with binoculars trying to keep
so that was going. A keeper out to the right, and it was number 5, Leby. That's some, right? Leby, who came out at the 15-yard line. Q penetrated well at 23, just wasn't able to make the tackle. On
last year Bennett started at corner, Leby did, and they moved him over to safety this year so we could get Q on the field. Good move. There's 3 of 4 returning starters in the secondary, and here comes the kick. We're going to have a chance. Here comes, goodness. And we cover it at Tucker Parrish. So
number 18.
Dylan Stevenson, number 28, is a dangerous returner. Just lost track of the ball.
Yeah,
good heads-up play by Parrish to get on that.
That ball was kind of a bullet. It was not tumbling, and it kind of hit him in the chest there. And thank God Tucker Parrish was right there. You know what? That is our 3rd close call with a turnover, and we've been able to control at least or maintain possession. You know, a couple of quick. Tips and possible picks, and now this. So
here come your Pioneers.
Somebody's watching out from the big P upstairs.
Here we go. Spencer is under center. We've got twins to the right, single back Covington. Motion by Hayden Hatton. And it's going to be a fake handoff. This time it's play action. Spencer's going to go dial it up for the big ball. And it's going to be intercepted down at the 4-yard line by Mountain Pointe. That's their 8th of the year. They are ball hawks. It was the wind blowing.
So much for the big P.
It was Jim. You jinxed it. It was intended for number 23, picked off by number 7.
Yeah, they've got good speed, and Quentin Powell is our fastest guy. Their guy, which is Gibson, is also a speedster, and the ball got hung up in the wind.
Well, I mean, the ball's on the 5-yard line. If that's any consolation, they've got 95 yards to go. We just hope that the defense steps up here and stops them again.
Well, that's turnover number 12 on the year. We've taken it away 8, so we're now at -4 on the year, -1 tonight. Let's see if we can even the score.
That interception was almost as long as Spencer's punt.
Twins to the right. Here comes Wellerstedt in the shotgun. This time he's going to try to run it, and there's not a lot of room. And look out, is that a safety? That's pretty close. Great play by the Pioneers. That's a great play by the Pioneers coming off that edge.
Zaire Bogle, the middle linebacker, the Mike linebacker on that tackle.
May have sent him on a blitz, but that was fantastic. Now they're at the 1-yard line. They've got 2nd and 13 from their own 1.
So you see what I mean, Rich? They're just like the JV game there.
And look at this, folks. Watch him come off the edge here. And actually, that is Bogle on a blitz. You're right. He picked his gap, and Zaire did a nice job getting through that hole for the loss to create a 2nd 13. So here comes Wellerstedt. Twins to the right. Pinnacle's not going to blitz this time. He's going to roll over to his right. He's going to throw, and Q on coverage. The ball is complete, but I don't believe it's quite first down yardage. They're going to be about a yard short.
That was received by number 31. They seem to be going to the right side a lot.
3rd and 2, actually. Ball spotted at about the 27. Need to get to the 20.
Pleasant Johnson. That's number 31.
Ball's at the 13, actually. 3rd and 2 from the 13. Big down. Wellerstedt comes under center this time. Might see a quick pop up the middle. There it is. And Pinnacle Uh-oh, he's loose a little bit, all the way up to the 26, 27.
Looks like character number 44 pulled him down there.
It was a handoff to number 8 again.
Got
Barry Bragg.
Corley Thompson checking into the game. Ashenbrand, number 72, who plays both sides of the ball, checking out. Well, 1st and 10, guys. What are we? 4 minutes, 48 seconds left in the first half. Still trailing 10-7 to Mountain Pointe. And here comes Wellerstedt, this time in the shotgun. Bunch formation, and it's student body left, basically.
Wow.
Picks up a hole, and we're in trouble unless Bennett can trace him down, which he does. Bennett
nice.
gets him a touchdown-saving tackle at the 46. That was student body left. They had all their receivers left, and they just basically went man-on-man.
Marshawn Gibson, number 7, with a nice run for Mountain Pointe. And now that gets that ball into Pinnacle territory there. I mean, we started them back on the 5. They were actually, after that first play, they were down on the 2.
Before the game, Evan Maxey and I were talking about, do they still do the Pop Warner left and right? Well, you just saw it. That's Pop Warner left. There's no question. Just overload one side. So 1st and 10 from the 48. Trips to the right, same play. Here it comes, other side. And Pioneers are going to string this one out a little bit. Better job.
Nice.
Flags on the
penalties
play.
fly.
Yeah,
Hopefully that's a
quite
holding
the holding
call.
call, I think.
So from an adjustment perspective, I'm wondering if got to have some backers slide over or what they do, because basically that creates quads on one side. So 4 receivers to one side with all that extra blocking.
Well, that was a great job by the linebackers running downhill, because he kept looking for that hole to make that turn, and they had it
back.
They had it blocked.
And
Holding Mountain Pointe.
Yep. So that's going to move him back 10. And should fall from the spot of the foul, do they call it? I believe so.
I think they did, yeah.
Okay, so it's going to be more than that. It's going to create a 1st and 22 from the 40-yard line. Be curious to see if they keep trying that same formation. 4:06 left in the first half. Number 81, one of the few sophomores you see actually playing a lot on the varsity. That's
Shane
Shane Sunday.
Sunday.
Yeah, 2 sacks on the year. He's a talented sophomore. Future is very bright for this football team. You look at what JV's done and just the talent at the junior level. So here comes Wellerstedt, and again they're going to do the same formation. This time he's going to throw out of it, and he's going to heave it up in the air.
And he's got him.
And,
Penalty.
Yeah.
Dylan pushed him down as the ball was still in the air. Dylan Stevenson, number 28.
You know what? It's
Now wait a minute. Did they call it from the spot of the foul, or I thought it was only 10 yards? It's not a spot foul.
Well, the thing is, Dylan knew it. He knew he was beat, and, I think he elected to take the penalty instead of him catching it.
Yeah, he didn't want to give up 6. No, what I'm trying to figure out is last week we had the same thing happen. We had a pass interference, and they only marched it off 10 yards. And this time they used it as a spot foul. So,
I don't know.
Are you baffled as I am, Evan?
Yes.
I'm trying to figure that one out. In any event, it's 1st and 10 for Mountain Pointe. And again, that same formation. This time they're going to run it over to the right, and they turn him back. Missed tackles, though, are killing us. That's going to be a gain of about 4. We keep getting shots at him. We just can't take him down.
Dan's Dixon, number 4 on the tackle there. That was 4 missed tackles.
Yeah, you got to claim that. I mean, these guys are good runners, though. I mean, they put up 280 yards a game. And they're ranked number 1, man. They're a good football team.
Big penalty. Hope it doesn't end up costing us.
That'll create a 2nd down and 5 from the 15-yard line for Mountain Pointe. Need a big play. Turnover would be great right about now. Got twins to the left. Shotgun formation. Double tight. Wellerstedt in the gun. Motion to create quads. And this time they're going to do a counter play over to the right-hand side. Keeps driving his legs, and he's going to go down. And my goodness gracious. Is that fumble?
No, he's saying he's down.
Q, finally, the ball came out, and they're saying it's Pinnacle ball. What's going on, refs? Help us out here. That was a rugby scrum. I couldn't quite catch the action.
Well, let's see if we can get the replay there.
Okay, let's watch this replay, folks, because I'm trying to figure it out. They're going to mark him down at the 1-yard line. You see he just keeps pushing his legs. Did they blow it dead, and then we got the ball out?
I don't know. I can't see from that instant replay there.
Now it's going to create 1st and goal from the 1-yard line. And we're probably going to go right up the gut here. Wellerstedt under center. Sure enough, it's a quick dive play, and they're going to walk in for the touchdown. So that's going to be, and now a penalty comes out, 2 penalties.
3.
Goodness.
So that was 13 on Mountain Pointe and 5 on Pinnacle. And I don't know what they were doing, holding each other's face.
Gian Moss, number 13, and 5 is Levy.
Bennett Levy. So touchdown Mountain Pointe, but let's see what the penalty is, I guess, before they put the points on the board. Getting chippy down there, boys. You got to keep your cool in a game like this, though, because you don't want to hurt your
Personal foul against Pinnacle.
team. And against Mountain Pointe.
Offsetting.
So they offset and replay the down. So take the points off the board. We still have first and goal. Wait a minute. No, they're going to keep the points on the
It
board.
happened after the touchdown,
Okay,
that's
all
why.
right. So 16-7, PAT pending. And he pushes it through. That's good. So 17-7. 2 minutes, 26 seconds left in the first half.
Well, I got a few update scores here, folks, if you're listening. Perry, 7, Highland, 6. Not sure what quarter that's in. Saguaro, 14, Sunrise, 0. Oh, no, here it is. Perry, 14, Highland, 6. And there's 4:23 left in the second quarter. And Desert Ridge, 21, Desert Mountain, 14.
Some tight games. Is that Matt Higgins? Shout out to you, Matt,
Yeah, it
for
is.
keeping us on. Matt Higgins had 2 boys come through the program, and he's going to be moving soon. Matt, we're going to miss you. But he's been the blue and white president, not this year, but 2 years in a row prior to that. So
Yep.
been a really great contributor to this program for years. And his boys were great players, too.
Obviously, he's not having dinner with his wife or out to dinner. He's watching football instead. So.
He might be. He might be
Yeah.
peeking around the corner on his
Like
tablet.
that? I'm sure you like that, Matt.
His oldest son, Kelly, played same year as my son, Tyler, and then Colin was a great lineman for the Pioneers. So 17-7, 2:26 left, and now they marched it off. So they're kicking from the 45. Watch the
45.
onsides kick. This is dangerous. You got to be ready for the onsides. No, they're going to boot it. Huh. And it goes through the end zone, and Pinnacle will take over at the 20-yard line with Spencer and crew down 10.
I think that went through the uprights. They got 3
It did.
points on that kickoff.
Only in Australian rules football, not American football, sorry. Exactly, that's what they look like. So here we are, folks. Tim, we got a sponsor shout-out?
Yep. We are going to talk about Network Global Logistics, NGL. Global Logistics has over 45 years of experience providing our customers with emergency shipping 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. That's right. They never close. If you miss UPS or FedEx cutoff time or need immediate warehousing support, contact NGL at 1-800-938-1809. Proud sponsor, Pinnacle Football.
Spencer under center, twins to the right, split to the left, Covington in the backfield. Spencer's going to hand it off up the middle, and Covington's got a couple of moves he puts on, and he fights up for about a 7 or 8 yard gain.
Nice little run.
Those jump cuts. Caleb, very few kids can do that, where you're going full speed and then you just stop on a dime. We used to call them ankle breakers in practice because kids would just whiff. All right, we got double twins. Spencer on the gun. He's going to go back, look to his right. He's going to roll to his right, and he's got an open receiver. That's Parker Red. Look at it, the 40 to the 45. What's on a move? Up to the 50, out of bounds. Nice job, Parker. Parker last week was on the Cox Game of the Week, I believe.
Yeah, for academics.
Yeah, was voted the outstanding scholar athlete, and he is a great kid, Parker.
So that was Churchwell on the coverage, number 23. They're highly recruited safety for Mountain Pointe.
So Pinnacle on the move, 1st and 10 from the 50. This time we're going to go trips to the left, Spencer in the gun, tight end to the right. Now Hogan Hatton is going to split out to where we've got single out to the right. Spencer steps up, feels the pressure, stops. Now he's going to keep running. Spencer may just run this thing. He's going to. He's up to the 50. He's up to the 45, to the 40, and he's going to step out at the 38-yard line.
That's enough for a first down for the Pioneers. Great play, great view of the field.
Decision.
Yeah,
Smart
great
decision by Spencer.
You know, because sometimes we've seen him throw from his left side.
Yeah.
Not an easy throw, and not always a good outcome.
Now, that was a very heads-up, smart play by Spencer. So we have a minute 47 left in the first half, folks. We're down 17-7, but we are on the move. Look at the instant replay. Look at Spencer's wheels, folks, as he comes around the left-hand side. Why is he the number 1 rated dual-threat QB? That's why. Spencer in the gun. And it's going to be a reverse to Quentin Powell. They read it well, though. Quentin's going to try to get out of trouble. He's not going to get out. Look out. That's a big loss of about 9, maybe 10. A little razzle-dazzle didn't work, gentlemen.
Skyline is 14. Hamilton is 6.
So the clock continues to move, a minute 23. Now we are at 2nd and 18 or 19. We'll call it at 19. Spencer in the gun. We've got quads to the right. 4 receivers split right. Spencer's going to throw a quick screen over to who is that? That's Hogan Hatton. And Hogan doesn't have a lot of room. In fact, he's going to lose yardage on that, back to the 50. So with a minute and 3 left, it's going to create a 3rd down and 20.
I don't think that ball was intended for Hogan.
I don't think so either. I think it was Quentin Powell.
Yeah, I think he came back and
Caught it.
snapped it out of the air. I think he's getting an earful from the coach right now, too.
So we got
Pinnacle
timeout,
called a
Pinnacle.
timeout.
Says, I got this, coach.
So it was funny, off the camera there, you had number 23, Churchwell, and Parker Red, number 7, kind of going at it off the sidelines here. So,
You got any sponsor shout-outs there, Tim, or we hit them all?
now we're good. We're good for right now, I think.
Okay, good. Well, folks, the instant replay, hopefully you're enjoying this. This is pretty cool. I mean, this is the 5th year I've been in the broadcast side of things after spending some time with the coaches last year on the sidelines, and we've never quite had that, Tim.
No, not at all.
You-
So next week we have a Thursday night game, and that is going to be on the 28th, and that's going to be Desert Mountain coming to Pinnacle High School. So that's going to be a Thursday night game. So next week's kind of a goofy schedule. The freshmen and the JV both play on Wednesday, one at home, one away. And then the varsity will be a home game next week, a 7 o'clock game time on Thursday night. So if you're joining us looking for us Friday, catch us a day earlier.
3rd and 20 from the 50. Spencer in the gun, twins left. Spencer's going to look left. He's feeling the pressure. This time he's going to step up, still trying to find a receiver. He's going to float it up top, and Hogan Hatton has it down at the 15-yard line. Move the chains.
Nice, and he caught that in bounds. They're going to keep the clock moving. I think we've got
Great heads-up play
2
by
timeouts yet. We'll see if they spike it. We've got 52 seconds left.
Spencer.
Probably
bought
time
the
to. Yeah, we got time to line it up.
They may run a play.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
sure if
think
they're going to
so.
run a play or spike
They are
it.
going. No, they're going to run
They're
a
going to
play.
run a play. Spencer under center. We got twins to the left. And Spencer's going to hand off, and Caleb Covington has nowhere to run.
Yeah,
you're
that-
going to see a timeout. So it's going to be 2nd down and 12. We got 42 seconds left in the first half, folks.
Tim, who is that number 15? Got in there in the penetration to get Covington in the
Well, he
backfield?
came through actually untouched.
Kenny Lofton. Yeah, their defense is tough, all those kids.
Well, he just came through unblocked. So
Well, Pinnacle with the timeout. 42 seconds left. If we can get 7 here, guys, that's huge.
well, we've got 1 timeout left after this.
And I believe we kick off to start the second half, if memory serves.
Yes, that's correct.
So the ball will go to Mountain Pointe from that perspective. The wind is moving left to right as you see it on your screen, and it's starting to swirl pretty good. So next quarter, when we start the 3rd quarter, we will going into the wind. This time Spencer has trips to the left, Hogan Hatton to the right, and he's going to go in the gun, Covington in the slot. And Mountain Pointe's going to send pressure. Here they come. Good blocking by the line to pick that up. And now we got Covington out over to the 10, to the 5, makes his move, and he's going to barrel in for the touchdown. That's 6. Count it.
Nice.
Put the check in the bank. It's money. Bam.
That was a
that's-
nice move. That's a little
Yeah,
stutter step, jump
that's
to the
just
right. He brought the defender down and dove right over him.
That is where he's the most dangerous.
Listen,
Open.
everybody sees how well he runs, and then Spencer makes a great read, but credit that offensive line. Watch the blocking by this line, and watch the linebackers come. Credit that front 6. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 guys, and look at that blocking. They
Wide
bought
open.
the time. They bought the time for him to be able to do that.
And over the top.
Absolutely. Great job by the O-line. And now we have what's going on here? So 17-13 flag, but why? Good moves by Covington. You see why in the open field he's so dangerous.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's where they.
That was offsides encroachment on Mountain Pointe.
Interesting. Okay, so we're going to move it up a yard, I guess, from the 1.
It's going to make it a little bit harder now to kick it.
Jacob Beach is perfect on PATs the entire year. Leads the state in scoring from the kicker position for all levels, guys, not just 6A. Uh-oh. That was close. That was Churchwell, number 23, that came crashing in. He's the kid that, is so highly recruited. He almost got that one.
Yeah, so with
It was
32 seconds left in the first half, Mountain Pointe 17, Pinnacle Pioneers 14. So we just got a 3-point. We got a football game here,
Hey, that's
guys.
what we want, right?
Exactly. Just
Really
stay tight.
A nice drive and a nice run, nice touchdown just before we go into halftime.
Yeah.
Let's just make sure that Mountain Pointe doesn't do anything silly here with 32 seconds left.
Or we don't do anything stupid.
Well, you know,
That was a nice way of saying it.
No,
man.
you took the negative side. I'm taking the
Yeah,
positive
I'm
side.
just it was a nice way to say it, you know.
as Tim said earlier, folks, we really appreciate you logging into this. I looked at the Chandler game 4 weeks ago. We had over 1,700 people click on that. So there's a lot of you around the country watching this.
That's crazy.
That's a lot
They
of people.
joined to listen
It
to
is.
Tim, by the way.
I don't know about that.
No, well, the football team, man. I mean,
It's not me.
this is quality football. Their only loss so far, Mountain Points, was the
We're
ranked
Rich.
guys.
We're just an extension of the team.
We're
bring a
jabberjaws on
class
that.
A
Class A entertainment
So here comes
value.
Veach. The return men for Mountain Point are up at their 15-yard line. They're not real deep. I find that interesting. Why they wouldn't be down by the
And
goal line.
he's got the Veach has the wind at his back. Short
Okay,
kick.
so he's going to kick it to the up back. It's taken at the 20. He's going to run up to the right, makes a good move, and falls down at about the 29-yard line. So they decided not to kick it deep to the athletes that they have as return men for Mountain Point.
The return man was number 5 and taken down by number 9.
Okay, so 28 seconds left on the clock
So that's
for Mountain
Coleman,
Point. And
number
they're at the
9.
29. Are they going to just
No, Brendan Spurs, number 9.
they going to keep it basic, or are they actually going to try to go for something deep? The safeties, Tucker Parrish and Leby, have to really be heads up on this.
You know,
It's about-
I don't think you're going to see a throw. I think they're just going to kind of grind it out and see what happens.
Could be. Well, he's coming out in the gun. Wellerstead in the gun. They've got twins to the right. They're going to motion over to that same trips formation they like so much. And he's going to look to throw. This time he's going to keep it as a quarterback and try to come up and gain some yardage. And he's got pretty good yardage. Up to-
Fumble! Sorry.
Oh, you just broke my eardrum, Rich.
Oh, my God. Sorry for
Just broke my
screaming.
eardrum. Holy cow.
Anyway, Mountain Point recovered.
Yeah.
I believe that was wow. See why we can't take Rich anyway? We got to let him loose in the stands again. That's just
Fumble Raya. Keep Fumble Raya, Fumble Ruski. All right, that's 3 seconds, 2 seconds. They're
Anthony
gonna let it go.
Dedrick.
Yeah, so that's the first half,
number
folks.
44.
First
The
half
fumble
expires, and 17-14 Mountain Point. We knew it'd be a good one, and it is.
Yeah, so I think this is an awesome game with Pinnacle keeping it very, very tight. This is kind of right where we want to be. I mean, it's a game. I think this is awesome. This is the number 1 seeded team or the number 1 ranked team in the state for 6A. So coaching, one of our Pinnacle sponsors is Optimal Health. 3 keys to your health coach, your healthy eating, and your habits of health. Just take 5 minutes to take a well-being evaluation to see how you are doing in the 3 key areas to help you create a life that matters. Get started today and go to iChooseOptimalHealth.com, a proud sponsor of Pinnacle football this year.
All right, folks. So a couple of things. Let's kind of go back in time here a little bit. We never did introduce the rest of the coaching staff. We had the offensive guys earlier. So the defensive coaches, you've got Kevin Crawford at defensive backs, Rob Gentile at linebackers. Rick Verbalitis is the JV head coach. Heck of a job Verb's doing there with those kids. He also helps with special teams and O-line. Matt Henshaw is the tight ends coach on offense, his first year. Mitch Brady, the freshman head coach. Justin Burke, the freshman offensive coordinator. Louis Campos, freshman DBs. Hugh Verbalitis, freshman coach, and Angel Luos, freshman coach. And, folks, I know firsthand how many hours these guys put in to try to help these boys. So do yourself a favor. Next time you see the coaches out, a quick handshake and a thank you goes a long way for these guys because they put in a lot of time with these kids. So a couple other things, guys. I was taking a look at the Twitter feed. Let's talk about a couple of our former Pioneers who got some big games this week. None other than Mr. Brian Lewerke will be on national TV tomorrow
Against
night.
Notre Dame.
His Michigan State Spartans. And, Brian, I don't know if you're listening. If you are, kid, we're so proud of you. And take down the Irish tomorrow, huh?
I think it's awesome. So the Irish are nationally ranked.
Yes.
And I think if Mr. Lewerke's team comes up and comes up with a victory there, that's going to just catapult them right into the
Looking
top.
forward to that game.
Yeah, so that'll be good.
You see that 61-yard run he
I
had
saw that.
last week against
Pretty
Western
awesome.
Michigan. That same Western Michigan team took USC to the brink. I mean, it was close, basically. So another shout-out, Drew Dixon, who transferred from Air Force over to Baylor, getting a lot of time at the fullback position and running back. And if I saw a picture of Drew, man, that kid looks huge now.
Yeah.
The weight room has been a friend to him. So, Drew, we're proud of you, too. Great job, actually. As you mentioned earlier, Parker Red was the Scholar Athlete for Cox 7 Game of the Week last week. Luke Ashenbrand, we talked about this, Tim. He got an offer from Princeton, so I think that's his 6th offer on the year.
That's awesome.
And smart kid, obviously. Tucker
Yeah,
Parrish
when
is
you're
third.
talking about Princeton, absolutely.
Dylan Stevenson, the 3-year starter for the Pioneers at corner, has an offer from Simpson College in Iowa, which is fantastic. We talked earlier about the Houghton twins. They had that piece written on azpreps365.com.
And they visited NAU, and I know that they were at ASU too as well. And again, both of those boys want to play together on the team and play as brothers. So I think that's great. Keep it in the family.
No, absolutely, for sure. Let's talk a little bit about, this game. Why is this game so important? It's not a league play game. Here's why it is, folks, because Mountain Point's ranked number 1. If we can squeeze out a win here tonight, we'll be Chandler, Mountain Point, and Pinnacle will all be 1-1 against one another.
Yeah.
So who else is undefeated? Well, Perry's undefeated. But you know who they still have on the schedule right now? They have to play both
Chandler and Hamilton.
Hard for me to imagine they're going to take down both of those games. Mountain Point after this doesn't have as tough of a schedule. They have Desert Vista and Highland left after this. I seriously doubt they're going to lose another game after this. And so whatever this outcome is, if they win this, they're most likely going to go into the playoffs as the number 1 seed.
We'll have to see how Pinnacle fares here.
Well, if Pinnacle, that's what I'm saying.
If we come out with a win, that's going to throw a wrench into everything.
Oh, everything, absolutely. And Hamilton, don't forget about Hamilton. Unfortunately, they had that scandal on the hazing earlier this year, but quietly they've lost one game this year, and it's to a pretty good Queen Creek team that's, I think, ranked 2nd in 5A behind Centennial.
And I think a lot of it is like you said the word quietly. They haven't really been in the forefront of the news or anything like that.
Yep.
So
and they still have to play Chandler and Perry.
Yep.
So if we can somehow come back, we're only down 3. If we can come back and win this game, it's going to put us right in the thick of things to possibly be a number 1 seed heading into the playoffs. I mean, you never know until they come to with the rankings and all the different things that they do, but it's a possibility.
It's all about power rankings, and even teams can be higher ranked and vice versa because of their strength of schedule, and that comes into play here as you start getting into your divisional games and stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. Like I said, we'd love to come away with a victory tonight. That's definitely going to send a statement, a little shock to the 6A division, stating that Pinnacle's for real. And I really believe they are for real.
Oh, there's no question. There's no question. I think the 6A division, is actually wide open.
It is.
I think that Chandler, you have to give Perry credit, though. I mean, Perry's undefeated for a reason. They've done very well. And some of the other Pioneer players that we don't get to talk about as much, I suppose. We can kind of come down and a little bit about some of them and what's going on with the recruiting and some of the different things that are happening. So, you've got, we were talking about the Hatton brothers. They'd like to play in college sometime together. I think that'd be great. They've been together with Spencer playing with Mr. Rattler since what?
6th grade or something like that, yeah. So it's a long time.
Yeah, I know, absolutely. Ben Fox, the left tackle. He's also getting some looks. I think NAU. He's got, in fact, Fox has offers from NAU, but he's looked at Washington and visited with ASU, Montana, NAU, U of A, and a couple of other schools. With that, we talked about Ashenbrand earlier. In addition to Princeton, he's got Columbia, San Diego, UC Davis, Air Force, and Brown. That's a pretty good group of kids that's there. Number 55, we're talking about the offensive line, Luke Verbalitis, does a great job. 6'2", 280 pounds. I'll tell you how athletic that kid was. He played backer, didn't he? Linebacker his freshman year.
He did. That's correct.
You get a kid with that kind of feet, and he ends up being the center. It's such an important position on that line. William Wright, I think he's been banged up. I think he's been out the last couple of weeks, but he's a good kid that does very well. Matt Mickelson He's the only underclassman to start on that offensive line for Pinnacle.
Wow,
Actually,
that's impressive.
it tells you something. And Milbrandt, Dylan Milbrandt, 6'4", 235-pounder, has stepped in with Wright being hurt and done a pretty good job at that tackle position. Then, of course, we talked about Junton and Covington and how well they're doing.
It's funny. Junton's got a touchdown tonight, and Covington. They've each got one tonight. And Junton with that nice run. Like I said, he kind of showed his stuff during that Chandler game, and Coach Supke's kind of pulled his card and letting him see the field and get a lot of touches. I think it's awesome.
Which is good. He's a phenomenal athlete.
Right.
He does a great job, actually. He does a fantastic job. Q, Quentin Powell, we keep talking about Q, but Q plays everywhere. He plays on offense. He plays on defense at corner. He's a returner on special teams. And one of the fun things I saw when I was looking at the pinnaclefootball.com, they basically, the website, they basically had something about him in a camp in California this past year. We ran the 4th or 5th fastest 40 time.
Yeah, he is quick.
I think he ran a 4.5, basically.
Yeah,
That's
definitely a quick kid. And we're going to see him next year again.
Yep.
So it's pretty awesome.
Well, a lot of underclassmen kids.
Well, this is just a testament to the JV team who is undefeated. They're under the helm of J.D. Johnson, who's the quarterback, who's the backup quarterback for Spencer, and he does a phenomenal job. Great touch to the ball, and great accuracy. He reads the defense well, and it's just fun to watch him play. And they won pretty open-handedly against this Mountain Pointe team, but again, I said pretty one-dimensional on the JV level because it was pretty much a run game all night for them.
Well, and the funny part is, folks, as good as this varsity team is, the freshmen 3-1 on the year, the JV are outscoring. They're undefeated, and their average score is 48-20. That's what they won before. They have a 28-point average margin of victory throughout the year, which is, the future is bright for the next 2 or 3 years with these kids. So, got Steve, our production guy, up here. How are you, buddy? We're doing good. It's we're going to try to get some different folks on, parents and different things throughout the year, and we got pretty good support. We're all the way down in Ahwatukee. So, Steve, that instant replay, now we got Steve on the mic here. That instant replay is pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty neat. I'm kind of a perfectionist, and so I always want to do things the right way. So Evan kind of pushed me and said, "Well, Steve, if we could just throw it together last minute, let's just, it doesn't have to be pretty.
Let's give it a shot.
Let's just give it a shot. How would we do it?" And I was like, "All right, well, we might be able to feed the stream itself back through the stream."
So and that's basically what you did?
That's what you're seeing, yeah. So
you didn't buy any special software or do anything?
Nope, we just hacked it together.
How nice is that? How cool
that's
is that?
That's pretty awesome.
So
that's like Rich. We just hacked Rich together.
So the stream, essentially the stream is watching YouTube itself, and so we have a nice 15 to 20 to 25 second delay until whatever we sent to YouTube comes back to us, and that's what you're seeing.
Yeah, wow, pretty cool.
We got to get to the point. I listen to NAU games once in a while, and they'll all do shout-outs. People will text in and say, "Hey, I'm watching," or this or that. And I have a volleyball buddy of mine. "Hello, Brent. Here's your shout-out." So if you're listening, but they're always like, "Hey, we need shout-outs on the former players and kids." That'd be kind of cool. I don't know how we do that though. I'm not giving out my personal cell phone because who knows?
Right.
What happens from there? But that'd be kind of cool with the kids. But that is a special shout out. I know a lot of the kids that played here in the past listen to this broadcast, and I think it's pretty cool because we've been doing this 6 years now. A lot of high schools don't have this. In fact, most don't.
Agreed.
We were one of the pioneers. Yeah, the pioneers were one of the pioneers. There you go, pun intended.
Yes.
For this, wouldn't you say, Tim? I didn't hear about anybody else really doing it. That's because of you guys.
This is my 8th year in the program, 7th year on the mic.
Right.
That's crazy.
This is, I think, this is my 5th year.
Yeah,
this
7
is my
years.
5th year. Yeah.
You're seeing more and more of them start to do it. We need, actually, I see the Zupkes. I want to get Amy, yes, you, and yes, you. And Will, both of you.
Yeah,
No, they don't want to come over here. We're going to pick on Dana's wife and
broadcast shy.
I guess so. That's okay.
Well, how many did you say watched our last game?
1,700.
When you click on YouTube, it shows we had over 1,700 hits on the Chandler game, actually. Which, listen, when you've got this caliber, then with Mountain View, it's pummeled to like 800 or something stupid. But it makes sense when you've got that many people on, watching the game, or when you got teams of this caliber that are squaring off. It's pretty cool. It's good football, really good football. The state of Arizona has really come a long way. I don't know if we're quite where California is, but we're close. When you take the top 5 from Arizona, I think they can play with anybody.
You got California, you got Texas is also big with high school football. They got stadiums that'll on the high school level. They'll put some colleges to shame. I don't know if we're at that level yet, but we play that level, so that's good. Let's
talk about it, though, because you still have IMG Academy, who's ranked 2nd in the country. They played Chandler earlier this year, and they jumped on them quick, 13-0 with special teams. Yes, it's special teams. I keep trying to get Amy Zupke. That's head coach Dana Zupke's wife. We've got her. Awesome.
Got her. Yeah,
awesome.
This is awesome.
Okay. All right, this is going to be a little different, but we've never interviewed the head coach's wife. You need to come up. Oh, please, come on. Just come say hi. A couple of questions. No, it's all good.
Come on. It's all good.
So we're going to be very complimentary.
Go ahead.
Amy, you're a teacher. We know that.
I know you listen to us, so you gotta jump in and give her a headset.
Just say nobody knows who the head. No, it's a. Oh, you're doing the binoculars.
No. Okay. Come on. Let's talk.
I'm not.
Okay, I'm sorry. We put you on the spot. I apologize. Well, maybe we.
I want to talk to you about spotting.
I was correcting him all night.
Well, I made a comment earlier because of the pleasure I had to work with Dana last year, with coaching, and how much sacrifice that they put into this. The hours these guys put in, and they do it for the love of the game.
Oh, he loves it.
I mean,
see, we got to get around. Get the headset.
Please,
that's all we're going to talk about.
That's all we're going to talk about. I promise you. Okay, here we are, folks. Here we are. In fact, everybody around here is like, ladies and gentlemen, may I present? This is Amy Zupke.
Yes,
head coach Dana Zupke's wife, better half. He says.
Hello.
There she is.
So I got a question for you. Who runs the team? You do, or does he?
Oh, he definitely does. I run the team at home.
Well,
that's good. That's probably a bigger team.
Yes.
So nothing wrong with that.
And now I did hear this, so maybe you can talk about this. You had the Hatton twins when you taught in first grade. Is that right?
I did. I had both of them. Yes.
Okay. So
yes.
What were Hogan and Hayden like back in first grade?
They talked a lot, just like they do now.
Surprise, surprise.
And okay. I did have trouble telling them apart at first, and they just told me to look at their shoes. But I wasn't looking at their shoes. I was looking at their faces. So
I had trouble telling them apart on the sidelines last year.
Yeah, but I could. I finally got to.
They're exactly like that. They come up in the booth during the lower level games, and
they're funny.
They talk to myself and Rich, and I don't know which one I'm talking to half the time, but they're a lot of fun. They're good kids.
Now, did you have any other pioneers when you as a teacher?
I had Brandon Pasternak as another
great kid. Yeah.
Senior that I had, and then I had Beach's sister, but I did not have him.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I can remember off the top of my head. Yeah.
Well, last night, it wasn't last night. It was actually Tuesday night. We really enjoyed watching Clay play.
Oh,
so
yeah,
he's a great player.
Holy cow!
It's a lot of fun to watch him. It's a lot of fun to call his name.
He's my favorite to watch.
See, we're not.
It's okay to be biased.
We're not going to tell Will that.
It really is, and of course, Will coming through the program last year, actually,
yes.
So makes it fun. But
it does.
The wife of a head coach will probably attest more than anything. Dana puts in a ton of time, I know, at the school, and then he's probably at home at let's see, midnight, 1 a.m., trying to get caught up on things, and it gets in your blood, I'm sure.
Well,
you got to send that to Dan Pasternak so he can put it on the Twitter feed.
It's a little bit of a disease. I mean, he just loves it and breathes it, but it's a good. He's very passionate about it.
He's very good at it too.
Oh well, thank you. And he loves it. He loves the boys. He loves the game.
Absolutely.
He loves making them better human beings.
Well, all those guys too. It's fun being in the war room, I guess, last year. The strategy, and it really is pretty complex. I played in college, and I'm going to tell you something. The playbooks that they have at the high school level for both sides of the ball are much more complex. But I'm Dana's same age, but we're dinosaurs, right? 48. Back then, it wasn't. It was just the way it was handled. Your playbook was about this thick. It's amazing, like how complex it gets on both sides of the ball.
It's a lot of hours. It's a lot of film. It's the technology better, so it's easier. But
we actually have
instant
replay tonight for the first time.
My mom's hi mom. She's watching. My mom and
there
dad
you go. Shout
mom
out
and
to
dad
Mom.
are watching, and
Okay.
she texted me and said, "I saw my first replay." She was very excited.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, she loves watching, and so does Dad. And yeah, it's amazing that you guys can do this, and you guys do such a great job.
Well, I've been involved with the program for about 8 years now, and I know that your husband.
That boys come through it.
Yeah, and I know that your husband just absolutely praises you for the support and the dedication that you give the family, the team, the school, and everything about it. I mean, he talks about it all the time.
Well,
I
look
think
how
that's
far
pretty
it's
awesome.
come. I mean, we talked about he's been the only head coach, I think, since Pinnacle's opened.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, no, there
Was
was
there one other?
There was one other,
Okay.
2 or 3 years before he came, but
Okay, I didn't realize
I
that.
think this is his 15th
But
season.
it started, like his first year, Pinnacle was a much smaller school. It started
Well-
as like a 3A school, I believe, or 4A maybe?
I believe so. Well, in Clay's 15, almost 16, so
Okay,
he
yeah.
was a baby.
So then you keep going up in classifications, right? And then my son, he graduated 3 years ago. Then you started playing the Hamiltons and the tough teams, right? And we had some good years. Brian Lilwerke's senior year.
Right.
So all of a sudden we start making that step, and it continues to build. And then the product is this year. So it's a testament to just how much the program's grown during
Yeah,
this time.
well, and that's
you know?
how you get better, is playing better programs.
Oh, it
so.
is. It is.
Well,
so
this
anyway.
is definitely Dana's ship. going
Oh, there's no
forward, so-
question. Yeah, there's no question. And well, thank you for being so gracious.
You're
We put you on the
welcome.
spot. There was no plan on this. We probably
No. I thought I was using the binoculars, and here I am on the
yeah, here you go. We
That's
got to say hi to
awesome.
Mom, right?
Hi, Mom. Yes.
Yes, there you go. So,
All right.
well, ladies and gentlemen, that's Amy Zupke. That is head coach Dana Zupke's wife, and very gracious
Thank
of
you.
you.
Thank you
She
so
has
much.
boys in the program as well.
It was good to have her on here. You know, I
Absolutely.
mean, it's awesome because,
Well, to
like I
get the
said,
perspective. You know?
I really believe that Dana's war room is here and her war room is at home.
Oh, there's no question about it. I mean, especially during season. I mean, you're working 6 to 8, probably 7 days a week, actually,
yeah.
for a little bit of time here and there. So here come your Pioneers back to the second half. We have 2 minutes left until the second half kicks off. Thoughts on the first half? Boy, I'll tell you, just a couple of breakdowns here and there, Tim.
Well, Spencer had the one pick, and like I said, we came away with 3 close calls that came in our favor, and then I had to say something about the P upstairs, and Spencer throws a pick the next play. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut the rest of the game, I promise. But, for those close calls and the one interception, this is a close game, and that's what it's about. I mean, this team needs to start to carry itself. They need to start believing in themselves that they can beat this team. I think they can.
Yeah.
They're playing at the same level here. Will it come down to mistakes? Maybe. Or somebody's just going to have to step to the plate.
Well, it's physical down there because of all the penalties they're throwing. I mean, there's people going back and forth.
Oh, yeah, and there's
on
some
the
John.
penalties.
There's John going on. You can definitely see that. So, there's some pride here on both parts here. I really believe that Mountain Pointe thinks that they've got their hands full with Pinnacle tonight. I really believe that. I think
We're not going to sneak up on anybody
No.
this year. That's not going to happen.
And
I think a Chandler game proved that.
I think Mountain Pointe was trying to send a statement that they're a lot better than us, and
they
I
jumped out to that 10-0
yeah.
lead in the first quarter. And here's, as I look at these big games against Centennial, Chandler, and now these guys, the recurring theme, we went down early. I mean,
Right.
all of them were up on us early.
Right.
And that's maybe the next step we have to take is to try to not
try to put it away.
Yeah, not to take it on the chin so early in the ball game to where we can do things with that. So
Well, I mean, the first possession, we got the ball first, and we went 3 and out, and now we're going to have to turn around and kick it to Mountain Pointe here to start the second half.
yeah, you're right. And it's 15 seconds away from kickoff here, folks. About the second half. And stay tuned, because if it's anything like Chandler and Centennial, these second halves were a lot of fun to watch. And we came up a bubblegum stick short against Chandler with that ball almost over the end zone. I don't know if you could have put a bubblegum stick through that.
I know that. That's crazy. And you know what? When it came down to that was Hayden Hatton reaching for the end zone, and it got knocked out right at the 1 yard line. Any kid would have done it. So, he did what he was trained to do, and that's it. Reach for the line.
Well, here comes the kickoff team. We call them the hit squad. We lost Rich. Is he the roving reporter? Or
Yeah, that's what I see.
is he going to go out and look for people to talk to?
Maybe he lost his school ID. I'm not sure, but he's out there somewhere. He'll be back.
So Jacob Beach heading out. Pinnacle kicking left to right. The wind is still blowing left to right. So actually, we'll have the ball at our back in the third quarter. It's kind of hard to tell, Tim, because the wind's swirling a little. It's not.
It is.
Let's see if he tries to boot it through the end zone or kick it short again. Here comes Veach, and we're underway in the second half. He does boom it deep, and that one's going to make it all the way. That's a great kickoff. That shows you the power he's got in his legs.
And that's great. That's a big tool when you can do that, time in and time out.
So your Pinnacle defense heading out. hopefully we can get a stop. There's been one turnover in the game. We had a turnover, and that's it. We haven't taken the ball away yet. It looked like it was close there. I think Q in the first half had a shot at one, or they called him where he didn't have it. So here comes Wellerstead, and Mountain Pointe's going to come out with a split left. They've got tight end to the right and I formation. They're going to go right up the middle, and he's going to bounce to the outside. Look out, and he's got a hole and a crease. Are they going to call holding on that? No, they're not. And he's still on his feet. It's a foot race down the sidelines. Carricker pulls him down. And is that a fumble?
No, well, that's Carricker pulled him down by the back of the jersey. You got a flag back here on the 35, and you got another flag down there too. So there's 2 calls.
Well, there's going to be a holding call or a clipping call on offense, and then you're going to get probably a horse collar on Carricker.
So they're going to wind up replaying it down.
Hard to say. The rules are different in high school than what you're used to watching in the NFL.
So you saw the ref throw his hat, so it was the same ref that threw both flags as he was running down the field there.
Personal foul, horse collar on Pinnacle.
Offsetting, so they're going to replay it down.
Do it again. There you are, Rich.
Yes. Sorry, I took a quick hiatus there.
That's okay.
I was looking for fresh guests, for suckers to get on the phone, to get on
we
the
actually didn't have any
line with
horse
us.
collared. We got Coach Zupke's wife, Amy, over here. So, all right, so that's going to bring it back, and we're going to replay the down. Is that correct?
That's correct. So that'll negate that whole play. So Carricker pulled him down. I mean, he doesn't. He didn't know the flag was back there, and he's trying to save that touchdown. So he's doing what he's doing.
I'll tell you what it does show. Look at the size of Carricker. He's a big kid. The speed that he has. So here we go. Wellerstead, I formation, and same play. They're going to run it over to the right-hand side. This time, Pinnacle's going to maybe gain a 3 or 4. They just try to run you over.
Yeah,
they really do.
We know what's amazing to me is these backs. They bounce off that line and they just pop out.
They're so good year in and year out. I mean, they're always big up front, and they always find athletes that can flat out run.
So that's a gain of 4 on that play, so it's going to bring up a 2nd and 6.
They throw for less than 100 yards per game.
It's all the ground.
Yeah.
We saw that on
And
the
the
freshman and the JV game. It's all ground. It's a ground game.
And you got to be careful of that play action now. And this time it's going to be a handoff up the middle. Shane Sunday, the sophomore, in on it, along with Zaire Bogle, number 8, your middle linebacker. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 2, I believe.
Thans Dixon just missed them, and it's a gain of about 2 on that play.
Actually, they're going to call it be a little bit more than that, maybe 3rd and 3. Big down. If we can get a 3 and out here and get the ball back to start, that's what we did against Centennial. In the 3rd quarter, we took that the lead in the 2nd half. So we come out with twins to the right from Mountain Pointe. Slot left, and snaps a little high. They're going to throw the ball, and it's complete. And Q is going to bring him down at about the 42-yard line. Pass was complete to number 8. That's Gary Bragg.
Number 9.
Is that 9?
Hina-Osa.
Okay.
Sky Hina-Osa.
Thanks, Rich. Rich has got the binoculars trying to keep us. We're all old and blind, I think.
No, he's just keeping us real. That's all.
It's hard with those uniforms.
It is. Well, it's because the numbers are outlined and they're black on the center.
1st and 10 for Mountain Pointe at the 45. Wellerstead under center. Handoff up the middle. Breaks it off to his right. He's going to grind up for about 7 or so.
Bogle, number 8 on the tackle, as well as number 18, Tucker Parrish.
Here you see Corley Thompson and Ashenbrand checking in at defensive tackle. You got to keep those defensive linemen fresh, especially against some powerful kids like what they have on their offensive line. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 3. Wellerstead under center. It's going to be a play action. He's over to his right, and Thans Dixon almost had him. He got away somehow.
Yeah.
But at least he didn't. I don't
know if he's got the first down. He's going to be close. No, he's going to come up a little bit short.
So 3rd and 1. Boy, he's elusive, that quarterback.
Yeah, exactly. Well, he had that play action pass, and his receiver was open, but the pocket just collapsed.
Going to bring up a 3rd and 1. They're trying to control the clock, keep it on the ground. 9 minutes and counting, 3rd quarter.
If they don't make it here, I think they're going to go for it on 4th down, too.
Yeah, they're in 4-down territory for sure. They're going to come in a tight formation, very tight I formation. Watch for the fullback. Now he's going to lead. It's Tailbach, and he gets hit in the backfield. Good push by the Pioneers.
Yep, that's going to bring up a 4th down.
Be a replay.
No gain.
Let's see who that was. Certainly a replay on that, hopefully. That's going to bring up 4th and 1, you're right, and they are going to go for it, Tim.
So that was Shane Sunday, number 81, the sophomore, that brought him down.
Big hit. Big down. 4th and 1, same formation. Pioneers crowd the line. They got 9 in the box, 10 in the box, and they're going to send a backer through. Look out. It's going to be a first down all the way down to the 26. You know, when you do a blitz like that, a run blitz, sometimes you guess right, sometimes you guess wrong.
There's a flag on the play. After the play, I think it's on 44 Carricker. I think he wasn't giving him the business down below, but I think his mouth. Let's find out.
You know, as the season comes on, especially by playoff time, and the kids are passionate, they're playing hard, but they're going to learn that you want to win a title, you can't do those things.
Well, let's see if these refs sort this out here, folks.
We'll find out. It's going on both sides, though. You know, it's not just Pinnacle trash talking. Who knows who's instigating it, but it is happening on both sides of the ball. Pinnacle and Mountain. Okay, so they're calling it on both.
All right.
So they're going to replay
So they're
it
calling
down.
on both. So basically, when the kids are jawing like this, the refs are making a point. I mean, it doesn't impact yardage one way or the other. So that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 for Mountain Pointe. 8 minutes, 13 seconds left at the 26-yard line of Pinnacle. We're bending on defense. We just need to not break. Keep them out of the end zone. Here comes Wallerstedt. Tight bunch formation. Going to be a handoff up to the right-hand side. And another gain of about 7.
Wow, they're just patient. They watch that hole, and that hole opens up for a split second, and they're through it.
I mean, Evan said it earlier. It reminds you of Pop Warner because they just overload sides and do different things. It's really not complex. They're just really good at it. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 3 from the 24. Actually, excuse me, the 19. 2nd and 3 from the 19. Wallerstedt under center. Double tight formation. Same play. Dive play off to the right-hand side. He's got some room. Look out. He's up to the 11-yard line maybe.
Yeah, that was Tucker Parrish, number 18, and I think might have got a hand on him, but we got a flag on the play.
Boy, it's chippy down there.
It is. There's a lot of warnings going on by the refs. I can see through the binoculars.
Two physical teams. Let's see what they're going to call here, guys. Personal foul, Mountain Pointe. Personal foul. Okay, so good. That time we didn't reciprocate, so that means they were jawing or running their mouth or doing something they shouldn't have, and our kids kept their cool. That's what you need to do. Well done, gentlemen. It's going to move it back, create back to a 1st and 10, I guess, at 26. Boy, we need a turnover. This would be a good time for it.
Well, the Mountain Pointe does a good job of protecting the ball on those runs. I mean, they're just.
They're not doing anything. I mean, they're not doing anything fancy. It's just right at the gut. That time they're going to pick up maybe 3 or 4. And
Tucker Parrish again and Thams Dixon, number 4, on the tackle.
Well, the chess match continues. They're putting in Big Sam Okwabu, 6'2", 300 pounds at defensive tackle. He's number 52, folks. So they keep trying to gash us up the middle. We're going to put our mini refrigerator in there to try to close the door.
Big cork.
Pretty much. That's a good call, Tim. 2nd and 5. And they're going to run off tackle to the right this time. Good job by the defense. And they bottle it up. I mean, that was like the 5th dive play in a row.
And another flag.
Another flag coming up. Oh, my goodness.
This one may be against Pinnacle.
Who's going to get tagged this time? Good play by, that was Zaire Bogle, number 8, the middle linebacker. He's checking out. It looks like they put Hogan in, 42. I'm trying to see.
No, they're waving the flag off.
They're waving it off. Okay, so that's going to create a 2nd and 5. It should be 3rd and 5, right?
3rd and 5.
It should be 3rd and 5. There it is. So 3rd and 5. And Zaire Bogle's back in at the Mike linebacker. Looked like he was going to head out and Hogan was going to head in. Big play, guys. Really, the next 2. Well, if we hold him here, it may force a field goal attempt. Hear the crowd getting fired up. So Wellerstedt, under center. Handoff. Up the middle. A little bit of a hole. It's going to be first down yardage. About to the 15. They're chewing up the clock, too.
Yeah, and
That's
it's
the other
just
thing.
5 yards at a time, man.
Yep. Chewing up the clock. So now it's going to be 1st and 10 from the 15. They're big and powerful up front, man. They always have been. Just nasty. So 6:10 left in the third quarter. Still down by 3. Mountain Pointe driving, though, at our 15-yard line. Wallerstedt under center. And it's going to be a handoff over to the right-hand side. Great job on defense. That's
Character number 44.
actually, I think it was Stance Dixon, wasn't it? Number 4?
it was Carricker.
Was it
44.
Carricker?
44.
Okay, you're right.
He's been in at least half the plays this
Carricker's tough.
drive.
Well, he's a big linebacker. He should be in half the plays.
So Lucas Jarvis heading back in for the Pioneers. So you got Corley Thompson and Jarvis in there. Shane Sunday
So that was a loss of 1, so 2nd and 11.
also in. Stance Dixon looks like he's going to blitz, and they send him, but the running back runs the other way, and it's going to be maybe 3 yards, guys, maybe 2. That's going to bring up a 3rd and 8. 3rd and 7. You get the idea that they're just playing keep away from Spencer and the Pinnacle offense.
Well, that's just it.
They're just chewing up the
No,
clock.
I actually think they're at a 3rd and 9. I don't think they got that much on that.
Okay. 14-yard line. Looks like it's where it's spotted. 5:10 and counting. And they're taking their time, too. They're not rushing up to the ball. They want to milk the clock and try to wear you down. Wellerstedt under center. Pinnacle showing blitz. Backs off. You had Carricker coming up to the line.
Timeout by Mountain Pointe.
So you're seeing Pinnacle's defense. You saw Stance Dixon come last play. Now Carricker. So defensive coordinator Andrew Hurley is starting to get a little more active with sending the backers. Sam, we got a sponsor shout out?
We do, and that is going to be Jimmy John's. Jimmy John's Gourmet Sandwiches is a proud sponsor of Pinnacle High School football. Jimmy John's, where the fresh and fast meat. Also, a big blue sponsor is Angel Dentistry. Angel Dentistry is a proud longtime sponsor of Pinnacle football. Angel Dentistry providing quality dentistry in a soothing atmosphere for the whole family. Angel Dentistry also offers a discount for all Pinnacle High School football fans and a proud sponsor of Pinnacle football.
All right, 4:50 left in the third quarter, down by 3. It's been a scoreless third quarter. It seems like Mountain Pointe, have they had this drive? Has this been the opening drive? Yeah, Spencer hasn't been on offense yet. They've held on to the ball, folks, 7 minutes and 10 seconds. That's how long this drive has been so far. So here we go, 3rd and 9. Wellerstedt under center. And he's going to hand off for a reverse this time, and he's got a little bit of room. Pinnacle doesn't quite stop him in time, I don't think. It's going to be close. Well, maybe they did. Okay, they're going to spot the ball down at the 7, I'll call it the 8-yard line, which will create a 4th down, and let's see, 4th and 3?
And 3. So it's going to be interesting.
What are they going to do? 4th and 3, are they going to boot it, or are they going to go for it? Looks like they're going to go for it, doesn't it?
Yep.
All right, huge
Big
stop.
stop.
Biggest play of the game right here.
And they're going to talk
They're going to
about
call a
it.
timeout.
So that's number 2.
It's a one-score. I mean, that's an interesting choice, isn't it?
So that's their second timeout. So this is going to be interesting to see how this plays out at the end of the
They try to
game.
draw them off sides.
Could be. Yeah, absolutely. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, the biggest
Gotta
message
stay
you have
disciplined.
is, do not jump. Do not jump. Because they may try to do that and then just kick the field goal. They're only up 3, so you have to figure that they'd want to get the points. And they've got a pretty good kicker, too. He's, 4 for 6 on the year, I think, for field goals. And he's perfect, 14 for 14 on PATs. And this would only be, 20, maybe a 32, 33-yard field goal if they tried from here.
Yeah, and he's got that type of foot. It's into the
he
wind,
does.
too.
It is into the wind. That's a good point, Rich.
If I let my hair go, nobody will notice it.
All right, here we go. So the Pride huddling up. It is 4th and 3 from the Pinnacle 6-yard line. Here comes Wallerstedt under center. And they are going to go for it. It's a quick toss over to the right-hand side. Makes a cutback and probably enough for the first down, it looks like. Oh, goodness.
Yes.
Yeah, they're there. 1st and goal again, this time at the 3-yard line.
Gutsy call, but a lot of confidence in the offense there. And they're running this ball 3, 4, 5 yards a pop.
So 1st and 10 from the 3-yard line.
Or first and goal.
Or 1st and goal, excuse me. Thank you. 1st and goal from the 51-yard line.
From the 51-yard line. There you go.
1st and goal from the 3. And a handoff up the middle. I think that's 6. Yeah, that's 6 points.
It is.
Okay. Well, shoot, that's like a double whammy. You don't want them to hold the ball for 8 minutes and 8 seconds and get the touchdown.
So that's Bragg that puts 6 on the board for Mountain Pointe.
Okay, that's going to bring us down to PAT pending 10-point lead.
Opening drive, they used up a freaking boatload of time on the clock. We're just under 4 minutes at 3:52.
All right, here we go.
Abercrombie with the extra point attempt, and that's good. So we are at 24-14 with 3:52 left in the third quarter here, folks. And then Pinnacle is going to come out to receive this kickoff. So, interesting. They used a lot of clock here to put those 7 points on the board.
Well, you're going to need. We knew that stopping the run was going to be a huge key to this ball game. After last week with Centennial, that was our Achilles heel. We couldn't stop the run, and on that drive, it was mostly on the ground, and it wasn't fancy. It was just right up the gut. So see if we can find a solution.
Well, like I said, Todd, it was 3, 4, 5 yards at a time.
Right.
No big plays.
Yeah.
A lot of penalties. Little extracurricular activities that slowed the momentum down a little bit, and. They came away with 7.
Well, 2 weeks in a row, though, we've come back. In Chandler, we were down 14 in the fourth quarter and came back and tied it. So we certainly have the capability of doing that.
So Jalen Coleman, number 6 back deep, as well as Covington, number 1.
And this time, Coleman's going to get it again in the end zone. They're not going to let him take it out. So it's going to be 1st and 10 for Pinnacle from the 20. 3 minutes, 52 seconds left in the third quarter. And down by 10. We've been here before, guys.
Yep.
Hey, let me give a couple of shout-outs really quick. We've got Cindy Carricker, who is Kyle Carricker's mom, is watching from Tulsa, Oklahoma.
Nice.
So hello, everybody from Tulsa, Oklahoma. We also have, we're going to say hello to a Pioneer shout-out to Logan in Broken Arrow. Loving the cool webcast. Hey, Logan, do you like the instant replay? Rocks, doesn't it?
All right, here we go. Pioneers coming out, twins to the right, Spencer in the gun, double tight formation, and it's going to be a handoff up to the left-hand side.
The Covington?
Believe so, gain of about 4 or 5. Seems like it's been forever since the offense has been on the field.
Right.
So going to bring 2nd and 6. Spencer this time is going to be under center with twins to the right. Single back. And Spencer's, they're going to audible. Coach Brown calls it in from the sideline. Spencer back under center. And Spencer's going to look at going to the left, and he just throws it away. The play wasn't there what he wanted, so instead of doing something to try to create something out of nothing, he basically threw it away, and he wants to live to see.
Well, what's funny, he didn't see Hogan Hatton. He was wide open in the middle of the field, and he just didn't see that.
Twins right, 3rd and 7. Spencer is going to design rollout to the right. Looks downfield, and he's going to heave it. This time we're going deep, and the ball is almost caught by Jepson. Coverage by number 7, and that's the guy Gilbert that had a pick in the first half, if memory serves.
That's correct.
So
Gibson.
Instant replay on that,
Marshawn
folks.
Gibson. Spencer had the wind at his back with that pass there, and
pretty decent coverage.
Yeah, decent coverage. There was speed by both of those kids because they had to slow it up a little bit too.
Well, and you see the arm strength of Spencer. That's from the 20. So the ball travels all the way down to the 30. That's 50 yards in the air. So Spencer to kick now. 4th and 6. Look out. We converted a bunch of these last week. He's going to roll to the right, and he is going to boot it. It's going to be a returnable ball, too. Caught it to 39, the 40, right up the middle. And he's got a hole and still on his feet. He's going to finally get taken down by Parker Red at about the 27-yard line. So really, they get it all the way back to the line of scrimmage or where we just kicked from.
Yeah, they're going for that strip. They're trying to make something happen. And, I get it when you're down by 10 points. But, man, you just got to punch it out as you're bringing them down. I don't know what to say. You got to get that tackle first.
Well, it's really important now to try to keep them out of the end zone because we're down by 10. There's only 2:51 left in the third quarter.
And
If we're a cat, 4 of our lives are gone. We got 5 left, maybe.
I think here comes a ground game.
Wellerstedt under center. He's going to play action and throw the ball. Rolls off to his right, being chased over by Smurs and ran out of bounds by Kyle Carricker. Good pursuit by Carricker.
They caught you on that at the JV game, too. You were calling, here comes the ground game, and that's when they would throw it. Then you go, hey, maybe they're going to throw it on this one, and they run it right up the gut.
There you go.
All right, that'll bring up 2nd down and 10 for Mountain Point from the 28 of Pinnacle. They stopped the clock. That's a good thing about them. Well, I guess the design running went out of bounds.
Out of bounds.
Because the clock becomes a factor soon. Wellerstedt under center. Motion to the right, high formation. And it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and he's got a lot of room. Look out. He's down all the way to the, we'll call it the 6-yard line. Just found a crease.
Braden Smurs, number 9, on a missed tackle there. Thans Dixon also in there. I think that's who that was, or was that Carricker?
It was Carricker.
Carricker, number 44. They had him.
So 1st and goal for Mountain Point. Pinnacle defense, I'm sure they're getting tired.
They've been on the field the whole quarter.
Yeah. And handoff over to the right-hand side, and it looks like it's
just
not
short,
quite.
yard short.
Yard short, so 2nd and goal. Will, gentlemen?
Yeah, you could see that defense looks tired.
It does.
They look tired.
Mountain Point ranked the top team in Arizona.
You know, I'm watching Dana Zupke down there. He's talking to the offense down there and the offensive line and all that kind of stuff. They've got the instant replay going on the big TV.
Uh-oh, look out. It was that a mishandled snap? Or did they call it a touchdown?
I'm not sure what's going on. Oh, they just called it a touchdown.
They called it a touchdown. All right, so, that makes it 30-14 PAT pending.
I don't know. I don't think the ref could have. They couldn't see the line. I don't know what was going on.
Certainly the most adversity we faced all year. This first time we've been down 16 in a ball game, for sure.
Well, like
and
I said,
replay, here we go, folks. You see on the replay.
I just really believe the defense is getting tired.
Yeah, no question. PAT almost got there, not quite. It's good. So now we're down. What do they do with the scoreboard? They got 28 up there. That doesn't make any sense.
It should be.
Yeah, it should be 31.
31.
Because they were up 24-14. So the score is actually 31-14. I'm sure they'll get that fixed here soon. And now with 1:45 left in the 3rd quarter, we need to score, and I think we need to score fairly quickly, guys.
Yeah, we're going to need some fast points here, and we're going to get the ball back because, like I said, and we were talking earlier, Mountain Point's controlled this whole 3rd quarter.
Right.
I mean, I don't think
if we can't stop the run
we've had the ball 2 minutes.
Chance, yeah.
If that. So we need maybe a run back or something like that. So Coleman, number 6, and Covington, number 1, back deep for the Pioneers.
Good time to take one back, boys.
Amber Crombie set the kickoff.
And that's going to be returnable, maybe.
And
fumbled into the end zone.
So Rattler's going to come out and get the ball on their own on Pinnacle 20. And we got 1:45 left in the 3rd quarter. So basically we got a little more than a quarter to go here, folks.
Boys here's where they need to dig deep.
I agree.
Last year's game against these guys, they ended up putting it on us pretty good, but we were right there at halftime. It was like 17-10. And then the wheels came off in the 3rd and 4th quarter. So this is the kind of thing, I mean, we've proven already this year with both the Centennial and the Chandler game that when we're playing a number 1 ranked team that we can hang to the end, they need to come back here. And they need to fight. They need to fight all 4 quarters. So 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. We're going to come out twins left, split right, Spencer on the gun. Got Hogan Hatton and tight end over to the right side. And it's going to be a play action. Quick screen over to the left-hand side. Good move. I believe that's Cole, right?
80.
Yeah, Eric Cole. Senior, 6'1", 165 pounds. Good to see him get in there.
Again, here's that quick release pass.
Yep.
Again, 10 yards. Well,
it looks like they're just playing man. I mean, Mountain Point's manning up on our receivers and daring us to beat them on man. And it's complete, and this time Cole gets walloped with a big hit. Big hit by Gibson for Mountain Pointe. He took a shot, popped right back up, though. He's a speedy receiver, Cole is. He's got some wheels.
Well, that was a great design play. I mean, he was open, except that Gibson, the safety, or the corner, just came up there, and he was there right at the right time.
I'm telling you, it looks like they're playing man. Maybe I'm wrong, they're in zone, but here comes Spencer, and play breaks down. He's going to go over to his left, and he's going to buy some more time, and he just goes down. Couldn't find anything, so Spencer couldn't quite figure out where he wanted to go with it that time. It's going to bring up 4th down.
Well, he had Hogan Hatton deep across the middle, and he had Parker Red, number 7, deep on the sideline, and he just couldn't see him. So here comes a 4th down, another 3 and out. So you know what? You gotta really make something happen here. You know.
Spencer back in the modified punt or pass formation. Mountain Pointe does have somebody deep, but they've also, what they're doing is they're manning up all the receivers on defense. So Spencer's not going to even think about it. He's just going to punt it deep, and it's a pretty good punt. Drives him all the way back to the 22-yard line, but he's got plenty of room to run. Makes a move up to the right side, still on his feet, fights up to about the 42-yard line. So Mountain Pointe's going to take over at the 42. Pretty good field position, and now a 17-point lead with 14 seconds left in the third quarter.
Lassiter, number 32, on the tackle there.
So,
yeah, his third quarter's been all Mountain Pointe, and they've got decent field position again here.
Yeah, they do. They've controlled the clock, and they've controlled the ground game. And then on defense, we haven't got a first down, I don't think.
No, we've had what?
Yep, we're over to the right-hand side, and still on his feet. They had him bottled up. How he got away from that, I have no idea. And he fights back to maybe
gets
the 42-yard line.
Gets a couple of yards out of that play.
I think that was Russ. No, that was McKinney, number 33. He is their leading rusher on the year. So that'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
What do you got up for a height on number 33?
He's not very tall. He's let's see, he's about 5'7". 5'7", 160, so he's really not that big
at all.
Real good. I mean, low center of gravity.
He is
hard to bring down.
So yeah, we tried trying to take him down. We had him around the waist, and he was able to spin out of it backwards and then turn it up.
That is the end of the third quarter here, folks, where Mountain Pointe's on top of the Pioneers, 31-14. Folks, going to talk about one of our sponsors, our Big Blue sponsor, which is Hayes Heating and Cooling Plumbing. It pays to call Hayes, the last HVAC company in Phoenix you'll ever need. The most dependable provider of quality-driven air conditioning service, repair, and maintenance in the Greater Valley. Visit them at hayescoolingandheating.com. Proud sponsor of Pinnacle Football.
Well, fourth quarter action, folks. We're down by 17 against the number 1 ranked team in the state and on the road in Ahwatukee. So, adversity with a capital A. Is that a good way to describe it, Tim?
Yes. And like I said, we've got to get the ball back, flat out. We can't let them control the clock here. They're going to try to run this game out.
2nd and 9 from the 42. Actually, they have Wellerstedt in the gun, and they're going to go student body right with that sweep, and he's got some room. Look out. To the 40, 35-30, foot race. Carricker's not going to get him. That's 6. So it's, they basically have trips receivers, and they give this jet sweep over there where they got a numbers advantage, and he looks for cutback lanes.
That's McKinney.
Number 33?
Yeah, I mean, it's, the defense is tired. That's all I can say. They're tired.
Brings the score to 37-14. And PAT pending.
Yeah, Rattler's going to have to really kind of put the load on his shoulders here. He hasn't been able to really move the offense at all in the third quarter and give the Pioneers even a chance. And, Mountain Pointe with controlling the ball on the ground here has been tough. It's been wearing on the Pinnacle defense, and these guys are tired.
Well, unfortunately, this is a little like last year's game because they turned it on in the second half and we ran out of gas. And that's now 38-14. In fact, last year's final score, I'm trying to find it. It was, I believe, let's see, previous head-to-head games. Yeah, last year we lost 62-34.
Wow.
But it was 17-10, I think, in the first quarter or second. So it's 38-14 now. Just, we need to get a score, need to get a first down, get untracked a little bit. And this is the kind of thing that the kids are going to learn from. I mean, we've had a fantastic year. We're heading into league play. You want to stay healthy. But, come tournament time, if we go deep into it, we'll see these guys again, most likely.
Absolutely.
Or Chandler's. You just got to learn from it and go, all right, what do we do different next time?
And a lot of times, Todd, it's about who's peaking when, too.
That's true. And we're going to have a chance for a turn, and Covington fumbles the ball, picks it back up at the 6. He's going to make a little bit of a cut, and he's going to get maybe to the 16.
Got a flag coming in.
Now we got another penalty. Haven't had as many penalties recently as we were in the first half, but let's see what they call. And I think it looks like
it's going to be
Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
Wow. Well, that's going to back us up even more. Holding, was that the call, guys?
Yes.
Yep.
Okay. So, 1st and 10 from our own 7-yard line. All right, boys. They haven't been in this position all year. Gut check time. Trips to the left. Hogan Hatton to the right. And slot receiver, so empty set. Look for Spencer to wing it here. Across the middle, complete to Jepson, and he's going to get out of bounds. Nice pickup of maybe 7 or 8.
That's okay. Give him a little breathing room back there.
Sure. Well, now, I mean, you're talking about a 24-point deficit. You got to score 4 times to come back in this thing. You've got to kind of put the gas pedal down at this point. So look for Spencer to wing it.
No huddle offense.
Yep, no huddle. They're going to the spread. Trips to left, Twins right. Mountain Point sending a backer, sending pressure.
Quick pass.
Compete to Hogan. Hatton, that's number 42, tight end.
That's going to be enough for a Pinnacle first down.
Well, that's okay. If you can go 7 yards a clip and only take 5 seconds off the clock, then you got to come up with some stops on defense, though. They're getting some much-needed rest right now. Trips left, Twins to the right, Spencer in the gun again. And Spencer's going to look to the left. This time it's going to break down. Spencer's going to scramble out to his right, and he's going to go downfield. Good throw.
Intended for Covington. He had Covington and Jepson both there. And that ball was just thrown a little bit on the outside. Incomplete pass.
Live to fight another day. That's okay. Well, now that they're in this sense of urgency, it's going to be interesting to watch, though, because it's almost like you have to play 2-minute offense the rest of the game to have any chance. And be fortuitous and play well on special teams indeed to get stops or turnovers. Spencer stays same formation. You've got Hayden, Hatton split to the left along with Parker Red, and I believe that's Jepson. Covington in motion to the running back position. And broken play. Spencer's going to have to go down. Covington, I don't think, understood. Well, there was just a miscommunication.
Looked like it was a delayed handoff.
It was supposed to be a delayed handoff, and now some frustration setting in. You can see with Covington. That's going to that hurts. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 19. Yeah. So it trips to the left, Twins to the right. Spencer in the gun. Looks over to his right, and this time he's going deep downfield to Jepson. He's got him. Oh, good hit by the defense. Incomplete. That was a well-thrown ball.
It was.
And Jepson couldn't quite come down with it.
Well, he had two defenders barreling down on him. So.
And it's a hard-hitting, talented secondary they're playing against. They're as good as any secondary they're going to see all year. I can promise you that.
So Veach coming in to punt, number 82.
And a replay, folks. Take a look at this. I mean, you've got Spencer. Good throw, actually. And they just converge on the ball. You see that safety came up and just laid it away.
Yep.
So in this time to kick is it, do they have Spencer in or they got Veach?
No, they got Veach in.
Okay. So Jacob Veach, also a good punter. He's going to boot his leg into this one and over to the right. Keeps it away from the defender. Well, he's going to have a shot now. Makes a move up to the 50. He's still on his feet at midfield.
Wow.
And this time he's going to try to reverse field again. And finally, they're going to corral him down at about the 47-yard line.
Hogan had number 42 as well as number 95, which is Clark Rea.
And number 35 was in on that.
Well, when you try to take a look
Greg Alley.
When you look at positives, guys, you try to take positives out of anything, right? Now the Pioneers are going to look in the mirror and go, well, we know we have the potential to be good, but we weren't very good tonight.
No.
What do we need to do to get better?
Well, the second half here, we just can't.
Yeah.
We haven't seen the offense get
No, they were pretty
sparked
good
at all.
You're right. First half wasn't bad. The second half has just been ugly, and it's getting uglier. There's another run to the 30, down to the 23.
Dan Sticks at number 4 brings him down.
So that's going to move the chains for the Pride again. And 10 minutes, 16 seconds left, folks. And Pioneers, the defense, you can tell they're tired. Starting units in. Got Markuson and Smurs it in. And if you take a look at this replay, they've got talented backs. They do. You've got to have good gap discipline. You got to wrap up, and the kids are quick, and they're good on the line too. So split to the left, shotgun formation. Wellerstead is going to hand it off on a jet sweep over to the left-hand side, and he jets down the sidelines. That's going to be another touchdown. So the wheels are completely off at this point. We've lost all 4 of them, folks. We're going to go down 44-14, and PAT pending. That jet sweep, again, it's a chance for them when they look at film to go, what, who, and what. We're supposed to get that guy and what happened.
It's going to be interesting to see. They run the ball flat out. Interesting to see now how many yards on the ground that Mountain Pointe
and a
actually
fumble
got.
snap, so they're going to try to run it over to the left, and, there's a positive. We're going to keep them out. So it's a 30-point lead nonetheless, though.
44-14 with 9:40 left in the game.
Well, we're going into league play. Let's take a look at this. And the competition's not nearly as tough for the next 5 games. However, we know that, playoff time, when that comes around, if we take care of business and we get there, we're going to see this again.
Sure we are.
Between now and then, in the next 5 weeks, they're going to have to figure out how to stop the run. Because Centennial, Chandler, they did a pretty good job. They give up some yardage, but, tonight it just hasn't been as good the second half. First half was okay. Second half has just been very, very difficult for them.
So Coleman and Stevenson, number 28, back deep. Coleman, number 6.
Here's where you want your kids, the kids to just continue playing hard. Don't throw in the towel. 9:40 left, down by 30. Mountain Pointe. Smaller kick. Dylan Stevenson's going to get it at about the 4. Goes straight up to center, and he's going to try to make a move to the outside. Not a lot of room for him. He's going to go down at about the 18-yard line. So Spencer, and there's another flag that comes out. And
I don't know. That may be against Mountain Pointe. The defender just would not get off of Stevenson.
There's a lot of trash talk going on down there.
In the binoculars, it looked like it was the other way around, too.
Really?
So we're going to find out here pretty soon.
No, it's face mask. Yeah, face mask on the defense. So that'll give us decent field position, if nothing else. And replay, take a look at this, folks.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's Stevenson on top, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Pulling the face mask down.
So Spencer and crew in the offense comes out, and 34-yard line. 1st and 10, 9:32 remaining in the ball game. And we were down 17-14 at the half. And it's 44-14 now, so let's see if we can put a dent into the second half point differential. Spencer in the gun, trips left, twins right. He's going to go straight down the middle. He's got Q. Look out, 35-30, 25-20, 15-10, foot race, touchdown. Touchdown, Superman in the phone booth, Q.
There's the speed. We'll love to see that earlier in the game. It's a little late, but still, it's great to see the speed of Q.
Great throw, and hey, that's the kind of drive you need to try to get back into this thing if you still can at this point. Watch this throw by Spencer and the catch by Q, just well executed. Pretty good blocking by the line.
Well, the thing is he got Q on the run.
He did. Get him
you
in
can,
stride.
you can see the speed of Mountain Point, too. They caught him right at the end.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're fast. Mountain Point has probably 6 or 7 kids that are under 4.6, 4.6, 4.7 speed for a 40. They're always one of the quickest teams in the state, if not the quickest team. That's nice to see. That's been the bright spot of our second half for sure. PAT pending by Veach. And kick is up and good. So 44-21.
It's always hard to see that from our vantage point, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
If it goes through or not.
So 23-point deficit at this point. With 9 minutes left.
Well, here comes the onside kick. You have to.
Maybe. You would think, but who knows. You score 3 times. You get 3 2-point conversions. You win 45-44. I mean, come on. Right, we need a stop for sure. That's the biggest thing. Yeah, we need a stop for sure. So 9 minutes, 21 seconds left. Are you going to see an onside here? This will be interesting. I mean, one argument would be you can't stop them anyway. Why not try it, right? Veach coming up. I don't think they've attempted an onside all year, Tim. Have you seen one yet? Not at the varsity level,
no.
Right?
Not at the varsity level.
And I'm not sure at the lower levels if they have. So Veach getting ready. They've got 7 up, so they've only got 4 in the front line, but they've got 3 pretty close in the second line of defense. Veach lining up. And nope, they're going to boot it. And it's going deep. It's going to get into the end zone. So touchback.
Well,
nice
I can see that. I mean, you give them a short field and look at what's happened the last couple of times.
If you don't get it, then you have no chance. If they get a stop here, if they can get a 3 and out here and then score quickly again, it at least makes it more interesting. I mean, we scored on one play there. We're going with pure spread with the trips and the one side twins to the other.
The other thing is that's great having that quick score like that, but now a tired defense comes back onto the field again.
Well, guess what? It's going to be ground and pound time, maybe. So Wallerstedt actually is in the gun. Here you go. They're going to run the same play until we stop it, and here it comes again. Look out. And up to the 38-yard line.
Number 4 on the tackle.
Dixon. It's the same jet sweep. They just keep running the same thing, time and time again.
I would too if it keeps working, wouldn't you?
There's an argument for that. So that's going to be a 1st and 10 for Mountain Point from the 36. They're very good at it, though, guys. I mean, again, they're ranked number 1 for a reason. They're a good football team.
Well, the thing is when you've got a ground game like them, that also gives you the ability to control the clock. Put points on the board and control the clock.
Yeah.
Guess what? That's called football.
Yeah, no doubt. Here it is again. No, this time they're going to do the counter. And he's going to get up about 7 yards. So they ran that same formation, and here's what makes it tough.
Tucker Parrish, 18.
Yeah, they just keep right in the gap. Instead of the jet sweep, they go right at the gap. It's going to bring a 2nd and 4. Clock at 8 minutes and 25 seconds and counting. You do need to get a stop, though, that's for sure.
Yep. So, folks, again, next week, Thursday, we're going to be at Pinnacle High School for a Thursday night game against Desert Mountain.
And there's the jet sweep to number 2. Thans Dixon in pursuit. Good job by Thans. Thans is fast, too.
Oh, yeah.
That's Barker. And good job by Thans to get up there. So now that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4.
Yeah, so make sure you join us, folks, next week, Thursday. Remember to mark your calendars that we do not have a Friday game. It's a Thursday night game, 7 o'clock game time out at Pinnacle High School against Desert Mountain. That's always a great rivalry game.
And the replay, look at Thans Dixon on the replay, chasing him down with the speed. Okay, 3rd and 4. Handoff right up the middle, right up the gut. And second effort, they're still not going to be there. It's going to create a 4th down from the 44-yard line. Call it a 4th and maybe 2.
Tim, you were talking about the Desert Mountain game next. Remember what a great game that was last year?
Last year we went
Mountain?
overtime and we went for 2 and won the game.
No, they went for 2. And we
stopped. Oh, that's
Yes,
right.
we
We
did.
stopped him. That's right.
Actually, we did. In fact, it was Will Zupke that knocked that ball away at the end.
So Sam Akwabu, number 52, the cork, came in.
Well, and they're in punting formation, and 6:50 and counting. I don't know if there's going to be enough time, but we get a quick score. We'll see. Snaps back, and we are going to get a chance to return this.
Fair catch.
Fair catch.
And now he's going to let it go.
No, okay. So fair catch was called for by
Coleman,
but the ball went out. So they're going to have great field position, and Spencer's going to take over Spencer in the Pinnacle offense with 6:35 remaining and down 23 points at our own 7. Does that sound about right, guys? Or
Yep.
6. Okay, 6-yard line. Well, you got to sling it. You don't
Yep.
have any choice. If we can do another one-score drive, that'd be great. Look for Mountain Pointe to probably come out and nickel or dime package.
He's got nobody in the backfield, and you got Q and, well, now you got Covington coming to the backfield.
Spencer design roll out to his left. Surveys the field. Good throw.
Hatton.
Complete to Hayden Hatton, and Hatton's still on his feet up to the 23. Spencer threw that before Hayden even made his cut. Good throw. You know, one thing I'll say is sacks tonight. The O-line has done a pretty good job.
No, they haven't got to him.
Because these guys are sack monsters. I mean, they average over 3 a game.
They got him once. They get him once or twice. That was it.
Yeah.
On a scramble, more so.
And a broken play, right?
Right.
So first down Pinnacle at the 22-23. This is what we needed in the third quarter, guys.
6:20 left in the game.
Stoppage of play. Guess the referee's trying to get things straightened out.
It's a TV timeout.
Our TV? Do we call that? All right, here we go. Spencer in the gun. Trips to the right. He's going to look downfield. He's going to unload. Look out. We're going long for Q again.
And
Not
overthrew
quite going to
him.
get there.
That was a big pass by Spencer.
Yeah.
50-plus yards for sure.
Well, the ball landed about the 22. Shows off his arm, that's for sure.
So next week, folks, we're hoping to have Rich in the stands. I think that'd be awesome.
Boy, Spencer's got a gun, doesn't he? Watch this, folks. Let's see where he throws his ball from on this replay. That's the 15-yard line. The ball lands at the, what was that, 20?
Yeah.
Holy smokes. That's 70.
Wow.
Yeah, 65. That's 65 yards in the air. Spencer looks to his right, unloads quickly. It's complete, and good job by Eric Cole again. Getting a lot more time tonight. That's good. That's first down yardage. Move the chains. 6:08 left in the game.
Clock will be ticking once they spot that ball.
Yeah,
No huddle offense.
You know, the third quarter just was a killer.
Yeah, they
We're
controlled
doing
that
better
whole
now.
third quarter. The whole
Trips
third
left.
quarter.
Twins right. Spencer in the gun again. And he's going to escape pressure
Wow.
and still look downfield. He's going to unload. And
Took his eye off the ball.
Caught, yeah.
Covington took his eye. He felt the heat coming on and took his eye off the ball, but he had that. That was definitely a catchable ball.
Great job by Spencer to extend that play, though. Wow. Holy cow. Now that'll stop the clock. 5:50 left.
So
Jumping
John coming
in.
in. Covington out.
And here's our replay, folks. Watch Spencer get out of this.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Grease on his heels.
Yeah. And he chucked it down again. So trips to the left, single back to the right. Spencer. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. Look out for Juntman. He's going to fall forward short to first, or close to first down yardage. Not quite there.
Well, that's going to bring up a third and short.
Yeah. 5 minutes, 35 seconds, and counting. Double twins formation. Spencer in the gun. He's going to design roll out to his right. Quick pass, it's complete,
Hatton.
and that's going to be first down yardage to Hayden Hatton.
And he gets out of bounds.
Yeah, they look a lot better. You know what? They're the passing game when they're on the hurry up has looked pretty good.
Well, the thing is I think Mountain Pointe's getting a little relaxed too.
They changed some personnel, too.
Yeah, and they're getting a
Mountain Pointe
little
did?
relaxed.
Okay. But I didn't see if they put some other kids in. Looks like they might have. So Spencer in the gun, double twins. Surveys the field, steps up in the pocket, and he's going to just go down. He didn't really have a whole lot of room.
No.
There's 4 or 5 jerseys around him. Smart play by Spencer.
No gain on the play. Going to bring up a second down.
And the clock is stopped for some reason. Oh, is there a penalty? Okay.
Yeah, there is on the other side of the field.
And they're
Parker Red's
it's
motion.
against-
Yeah, Parker Red's motioning. It's on Mountain Point.
Yep.
Okay.
Personal foul.
Personal foul. All right, well, give 15 the easy way, huh?
We'll take it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, at least if they put some points on the board, it'll look a little better on paper.
Hey, the first half was a really well-fought game. We just
No, it was.
that third quarter was
killer.
just brutal. Double twins, shotgun formation. And Mountain Point's rushing 4. Spencer's got time, and he's going to open receiver in the middle. That's down to 15 to 10.
And Hatton carries him another 5 yards for sure.
There you go, Hayden. All right, 5:02. Tim, if we score here, you might see that onside. You might.
Yep.
Um,
So it's going to be a first and
and
goal.
goal at the 9. So Spencer in the gun. Motion with Juntanen. Over to quads. Designed rollout. Spencer looking for somebody. It's there. Touchdown. Nice throw, Spencer. That's Hayden Hatton.
Hatton. 6 on the board.
So there you go. Now it's 44-27. And isn't that Hayden's second of the night, I believe?
It is.
So that's 8 on the year, 8 touchdowns on the year. Great throw by Spencer. And watch this on the replay, folks. You got motion to quads.
And, you know, Hatton was covered on this
And-
play, too. He
Oh, he
just
was.
turned around. And he
Spencer
just-
threw it to a spot.
You got it.
That's 2 guys that know each other. They've been playing ball together since they're 8
Well,
years
that's
old.
just it. It was a great
So-
thrown pass thrown on the outside.
Yep. Veach stays perfect. So 44-28. 16 points. We need 2 touchdowns and 2 two-point conversions, and probably recovering 2 onside kicks to tie this thing. That'd be the craziest thing I've seen all year for sure.
Well, the thing is, you know, like I said, you got to keep the defense off the field. You got to get our offense on there. We didn't have that at all that third quarter.
No. Well, they got the ball in the third quarter, and that first drive of theirs had to have been over 8 minutes long.
Yeah, it was more than that.
There were penalties back and forth.
There was under 4 minutes left.
Right. And you just, you know, if from Pinnacle's perspective, you got to figure out how to stop that run. Now, we just played the 2 best running teams in the state, though, in Centennial and Mountain Point. So trust me, every coach says that. We got to stop the run. Well, stopping the run against these guys, that's no easy feat. They average 280 a game, you know. And they've played a tough schedule so far. It's not like they've had cupcakes the whole way. So 4:47 remaining. Pinnacle lined up. What are we going to do? They're bunched over on the right-hand side. Interesting. What are we going to do, Veach? Yeah, it looks like, okay, it's even 5-5. Is he going to try to the right, to the left? Where's he going? Actually, he's going to go to the left. Onside kick is there, and Pinnacle's got it. We recovered. Holy cow. Jumped in on the left-hand side. Fantastic job, and that's the first time we tried it all year. Special teams continue to be special.
And that just shows you the speed of Juntanen, number 25.
First time we dialed it up all year. Great onside kick by Veach.
I mean,
Fantastic.
watch number 25, Juntanen. He has got the bullseye on that ball. I mean, he is right there.
That's a great kick, though. Look at that bounce it takes. It's perfect.
I mean, you think about it. I mean, if he caught that in stride, it could have been 6.
Did they allow you to?
I don't know.
I don't know if they do on an onside kick, allow you to keep going with the ball. I don't think so. I think it's wherever you recover. But in any event, folks, as crazy as it sounds, when we were down 44-14 not too long ago, we got the ball, and we're down by 16. 4:45 left. Okay, Spencer in the gun. And fake handoff. He's going to throw it on the in pattern. He's got Q. Good, strong hit by the safety. Q hangs on to it. Going to pop right back up like a pinball, though. That's first down yardage. That's a 26. Yeah, I'm glad to see there's no quit, Tim. That's what I was worried about. Were they going to throw in the white towel because, you know, they had a really tough third quarter? They didn't. That's
So
the sign of
you
a
got
good team.
both Hattons, one on each end.
Double twins. Spencer in the gun. Design roll out left. And a little bit too high.
And we got a flag.
We do have a penalty down.
And I got a feeling that penalty,
not what you want to see.
Well, I don't know. Q was down before the ball even got there. And I think Hatton was the second option.
Hogan Hatton took a pretty good shot there. He's going to
hold
on to his ribs a little bit.
Got the wind knocked out of him.
Yeah. So Hogan's going to check out. 4:22 left, and with the penalty yardage. Oh my goodness. Are we first and goal?
Sure, that's Shane Sunday, number 81, that checks in place of Hatton.
Yeah, Shane, the kid that plays on D end as well as a sophomore. Impressive youngster. Boy, the talent level at the sophomore and junior, or the whole team, but the sophomore and junior talent level is just scary. Trips right, twins left. Spencer in the gun. He hits a wide open Covington over to the right side. That's a touchdown, folks. Look out. Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
That's a touchdown.
Well, I think Mountain Pointe might be getting a little bit nervous here, huh? 4:15 left, and we are at a 10-point spread with pending the onside kick.
Look how wide open Covington is.
Oh, not the PAT, excuse me.
Now, Spencer, great job. First of all, line, good job, line. That right tackle, great job buying that time. And then, boom, there you go. Hit your speedster. Now, they're going to go for two, which they have to. Oh, it's down to 10 points. We were down 30 points not too long ago, and it's down to 10. Spencer trips left, under center. Twins right. We're going to motion the quads. It's going to be the quick jet sweep. It's going to be reverse over to Parker Red, who was going to throw, and he couldn't find the open receiver.
Well, Red was looking to throw it back to Rattler.
He was. He was.
And Parker Red, on his freshman and sophomore year, was the quarterback, so he can throw the ball.
Here's the good news. We're down 10. Now you have to, you've got to get two more onside kicks. This is crazy. When the first half ended 17-14, you're expecting a second half of same kind of thing. Round it out. Let's keep it close. Instead, they absolutely barrel roll us in the third quarter, and they go up by 30. 30. We were down by 30. And then look at this craziness. We just scored 21 straight points in how long? Maybe 3 minutes, 4 minutes? That's just nuts.
So we're jumping in.
We should do it again. What do you think?
I like that. That's a great plan.
Of course we're going to do it again. We can win. As crazy as it sounds when we were down by 30 in the fourth quarter. Come on. We could win this game.
So this is where, you've got the experience of each coming in here. As an experienced kicker, knows how to place the ball. So let's see if it happens here.
Here we go, folks. Where are you going, Veach?
Onside.
Same place. And a big bounce. And he's going to try to run it back.
The one guy you don't want to get it.
Ooh, good hit. All right, so we take him down. It's a 39-yard line.
Oh, my God, late flag coming in here.
I think that's going to go against the Mountain Pointe guys. Number 3 looked like that's Salgado.
Marcus Fox, number 34, with the big tackle there.
So, we're still down 10. You got to play some D now. You either have to create a turnover, you've got to get a 3-and-out and use your timeouts. Yeah, it's against Mountain Pointe. So that's going to help us field position-wise because that's going to cost them 15. So instead of being at our own 40, it's going to move them all the way back to their 45-yard line. Give credit. I'm going to tell you what, guys. Everything that could have gone wrong went wrong in the third quarter. Give credit to the kids and the coaching staff for keeping them somewhat engaged, and for the Pioneers to fight back like this. That's a great sign. Things are going to go wrong in games and in life. It's how you bounce back. And so give them credit for doing that. Here we go. Same jet sweep that we've seen all day long. Almost a great play in the backfield by Thans Dixon. Didn't quite get to him. He's still on his feet.
And Thans Dixon, number 4, gets him from behind. What a great second effort.
We got to figure out a way to stop that play. It's killing us.
Well, Dixon had him. He had him. He had his number, but just missed him.
Didn't wrap him up. So maybe they were blitz in the backer. I didn't check. I wasn't watching the D-line to see if they're trying to send backers on pressure. But the good news is this. If we end up seeing these guys again, we'll have a long time to figure out how to stop that. So 3:40 and counting. Still a 10-point lead for Mountain Pointe. Wallerstead's going to come under center, offset I. This time they're just going to pound it on a basic run play. And
Dan's Dixon, number 4.
Dan's. Shows you why he's the leading tackler. 2 plays in a row. Shows you why. We've got a Pinnacle Pioneer down. I'm not sure who that is. That's Marcuson,
number 99.
He's a good player, too.
He was just backed. He was backed up by a Mountain Point player and just kind of tripped over Thans, but landed on
Shane
Thans.
Sunday coming in to spell him.
Thans Dixon is kind of shaking off a limp there.
That's a big thing. We're coming into league play. You want everybody to stay healthy, and they're going to bring Thans out. I get it. Makes sense. Checking in is number 31 for the Pioneers, and that is Maya. He's a good player.
Alonzo Maya.
So here's the quarterback's going to try to keep it, and he's got 3 white jerseys around him. It's going to create a 3rd down. The clock is our enemy at this point, though. It's 2 minutes 41. They took a timeout, though. Good timeout by Pinnacle. Never say never, man. Look how crazy this second half has been. It's just nuts.
So that was, by the way, number 31, Alonzo Maya on the tackle there.
Yeah, he plays JV a little bit, too.
Yeah, he came up a little bit slow.
So we've basically been outscored in the second half 27-21 on points. We were down 17-14 at half. If you take away that 3rd quarter and you figure out a way to stop that running game, totally different ballgame. But you could say the same thing about Centennial last week, too. That's the challenge. So 3rd and 6 for Mountain Point at our 39-yard line.
Well, what happened to Maya? I don't know if they're checking him for a concussion, possibly.
Wallerstead in the shotgun. They're going to motion 2 trips, and he's going to throw. Design quarterback run up the middle, and he's got the first down, unfortunately. That's the dangerous thing about that kid. Went back like he was going to throw, and just so darn fast. And that's going to be a first down for Mountain Point. And that's going to make it much tougher at this point. Wild second half. It's like 2 different games in 2 different quarters. So now,
well, like you said earlier, Todd, the clock is Pinnacle's enemy right now.
It's
so
2:15 and counting. Here's going to be a dive play. You look for dive plays pretty much the rest of the way. And if you're the Pioneers, you just try to. Here's where you try to strip the ball without a doubt.
And Dixon, number 4, he's getting the penetration through there because he's chasing the guys from the back.
Just shows what a great athlete Bands is. Just all around pure athlete. So timeout again by Pinnacle. 2:08 left. 2nd and 6. Outside of being able to strip the ball or get a turnover, it's not going to be enough time, guys.
Oh.
So next Thursday at home, you said?
Thursday at home, it's going to be against Desert Mountain, which is a great game always.
Kurt Warner, the Cardinals Hall of Famer, is their offensive coordinator.
And it's just a great rivalry game.
It is.
Yes.
Battle of the North Side, right?
So make sure you join us next Thursday night at 7 o'clock, folks.
So Wallerstead bringing the Pride back out. Going to go under center. Very bunch formation, tight I formation, and it's just power ball. That's all they're going to do. Now strip the ball, boys. That's your only chance.
Again, Dan Dixon from behind.
Yeah, you got Tucker Parrish checked out a little while back. I think he might have gotten banged up a little bit, and you've got Kyle Bryant, number 11, in at the safety position for him. Came up to help with that tackle. So that's final timeout. 3rd and 5, 2:01 left. Never say never. That's what I really am impressed with is they were frustrated, they were tired, and they were down by 30 after the most disastrous 3rd quarter I've seen in a long time. And they came firing back. They didn't quit. So 3rd and 5. You send an all-out blitz here? What do you think, Rich?
No.
Send everybody?
No, just take 10 guys off the field and just leave Thans in. How about that one?
Well, those
Fans
big
against-
guys up front gobble up a lot of those
I know. I'm
blockers.
like,
I know.
kidding.
He's fun to watch, though, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yep. Well, the starting linebackers are all in, obviously. It's the starting unit, everybody is, except for Parrish is out, and you've got Kyle Brennan. So, tight formation. Here's that jet sweep. Yep. Right up the middle, and they do a better job. Than's actually corralled him that time.
From the back.
Than's is fired up. Number 4, folks. That's Than's Dixon.
Yeah, look, that young man is doing his job. Flat out.
Now, he's got a lot of pride. And you look for that. You look for that spark. The kids that basically, the more adversity that comes their way, the madder that they get and the harder that they play. That's what you like. So 4th and 2. A minute 27. They're just going to milk this thing all the way down to the end. So even if we hold here, we're going to have less than 90 seconds to do anything with it. Down 10. You'd have to score
They're
quickly.
gonna call a timeout.
Yeah. So a minute 18 left, folks. If perfect scenario, we hold them. They stop the clock for a change of downs. We score
On one play.
on one play, recover the onside kick.
And then score in one play again.
Well, either score in one play or get down for Veach to kick a last-second field goal and somehow win the game or tie the game.
We're 2 plays away. So, Rich, we're really
I'm in.
two offensive plays from winning the game.
Let's gamble on that. I'm putting my money up with it. I'm going with that scenario. I'm giving 2-1 odds.
And maybe we'll leave Than's out there all by himself.
Right.
Yeah, no.
You're going to start getting tweets for people taking
Look,
your
guys,
action.
you know what? Look, this is a hard-fought battle. We're just messing around. It's great to see you guys play. Like Todd says, never giving up, and that's what it's about.
That's the lesson you take from this. And the fact is, there's certain things we're going to have to learn to stop.
Well, the run is one thing, and the thing is though you're getting a taste of these top teams,
Yeah.
and then how to
Sweep
face them
to the left.
down the road. He's not going to get it.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close.
I don't think he's going to get it.
I don't know. Oh, they're going to be close. They're going to measure this thing? You never see him measure anymore. I haven't seen him measurement all year.
And they got it. They gave it to him.
They actually gave him the first down.
Yep.
You barely see measurements.
Oh, you know what? Well, can we do a replay on that? I'm curious about that. Oh, now we're going to have unsportsmanlike on the Pioneers. Who, on Dylan? Yeah. Dylan Stevenson checking out. And number 6 is Coleman checking back in. Well, he's just fired up. So let's see. Yeah, we lost it. Sorry, folks. We're going to try to do a replay. But either way, it does. I guess it is what it is. We're down 10. So a minute 13 left. That unsportsmanlike penalty is going to move them 15 yards up further. They're now to the 10-yard line. You don't want them to tack a cheap one on here.
And they are.
And it's going to be a run up the middle. Unfortunately, that's exactly what may happen. Touchdown. Well, when you have penalties for 15 yards in situations like that,
And another flag.
it doesn't help you. I mean, the game was out of reach, but
And
it
Zaire,
does
I think Zaire
score.
Bogle's going to get.
I'm going to say this right now. They're going to have to learn to clean that up.
Yeah.
There's no need for that. That's not football. So, did he get ejected?
You got ejected, yeah.
That means he's out next week, too. They're going to have to put a clamp on that. We've had 7 or 8 unsportsmanlikes. It's inexcusable. You can't have that. So.
Well, Zaire plays with a lot of emotion. We've seen it week in and week out. He gets worked up,
kids. I
physical
get it.
up.
They're kids, and they're good kids. All the kids that get those penalties are good kids. I know them all.
And he gets.
But they got to learn. They got to bottle that up.
Exactly.
Because that'll lose you a playoff game.
Yeah, exactly. And he's
absolutely
like that.
will.
He's like that in practice too. Sometimes I know he is. I've seen it.
Well, that's okay. So 51-34. The game was after that first down, and maybe it was a questionable spot. But at the end of the day, though, second half we had trouble stopping the run. I mean, that's what it comes down to. But we came back and really, I'm telling you what, it showed a lot of perseverance. And we showed that when we get to that 2-minute offense, we start winging the ball.
Right.
How quickly we can strike. I mean, so 51-34, and still a minute left. Man, that's a lot of points in the second half, isn't it? So tempers are running high down there. So 51-34. Looking at how many points is that in the second half, guys? I'm trying to figure that out. We put up 20.
What was
They put up 34.
17,
That's 54. Yeah, 54.
17 to 14 at halftime.
54 second half points. Do you guys get the premonition we may run into these guys again? Them or Chandler, one of the two?
Well, I don't know. You know, now it's going to be about what side of the playoff
bracket
picture we're on. Yeah.
Well, most likely they're going to stay. They'll probably get the top seed because their remaining schedule, they've got a couple of decent teams, but I don't think. Yeah, they're going to probably go in as number one, the number one seed, Mountain Point will. And then you'll have jockeying for position with Chandler at 2, and depending on what happens with Perry. And, we've got to have a really good league season and take care of business in our own league. And so now they're going to kick from the 45. Unsportsmanlike.
No, it's a dead ball foul.
Oh, for what?
I don't know.
I thought there was an unsportsmanlike on the PAT, and that's where they march it off. So 51-34. Let's run it back just for good measure, huh? Most likely just going to boot it through. Actually, yeah. Okay, so
1 minute left.
Spencer's actually coming back out on the field, so we're down 17 with 1 minute left. Well, Thursday night, Desert Mountain, Kurt Warner and crew. They got beat by Notre Dame earlier this year.
Yeah, but Desert Mountain, I don't think has too challenging a schedule either. So the remaining schedule is going to be, we've got Desert Mountain, which is going to be next week Thursday. Then we go to Boulder Creek. Then we're home at Sandra Day O'Connor. Then we go away to Mountain Ridge, and then it's the last home game will be against Horizon.
So Spencer's coming out. Still trips left. Split right. Spencer's going to throw. We're still going to keep winging the ball.
And
he's picked off. That's going to be a interception. Ran back all the way to the 3-yard line.
And a pick six.
Did they call it?
Yep.
Touchdown. So there's a pick six. This is the goofiest second half of football I think I've ever seen. From a 17-14 tight defensive battle, we're sitting here at 57-34. How does that happen? Wow.
Well, like you said, the wheels are coming off.
Yeah, and then we came back, and then the wheels came off again.
Yep.
It's just crazy, man. So, PAT pending. Well, they usually, they had 7 picks coming into tonight on 4 games. And we finally got. So here we are. PAT pending. We still have 50 seconds left, folks. This thing just won't end. I mean, jeez.
We still got 50 seconds. I still think we can take it. You guys want to bet me?
Don't get me wrong. I'm having a blast with you. Can I ask you, have you ever seen a more bizarre second half from what you saw in the first half?
The one penalty, one player gets ejected, and then it's a lot of frustration.
Yeah, you're right. No, you're right. It's just, just bizarre. I mean, we everything that could have gone wrong did in the third quarter, and we came back from it and tried to make a game out of it.
In all seriousness, Todd, what do we want to see here in the next 50 seconds?
Do
we want to see big scores? Do we want to see some other guys in?
I don't know. Unless there's some kind of weird tiebreaker on points. I honestly don't know the answer to that, Rich.
Well, as a coach,
I think there's a lot of lessons. I will tell you this. There's a lot of lessons that you can take from this game, both good and bad. And, again, we were right there with them in the first half. If we can learn to stop that Pop Warner jet sweep thing that they do, and we see him again, we'll look good because we scored 21 points on him in a matter of, 5 minutes? All right, here we go. Here comes Dylan Stevenson. He's going to try to run it up the middle, get some decent yardage up to the 25-yard line. Dylan's a good athlete. 3-year starter. He's been here.
Right.
He's done a lot of good things for the Pioneers through the years. So, all right, replay. You take a look at some of the raw speed that Dylan does have. And 43 seconds left. So we're all huddled around our little computer monitor here, folks. So cut it out of bounds. Now let's see. Ready to turn on the Jets. There you go, Dylan. And pretty good coverage by Mountain Pointe there to get there. So 58-34. If we score and get a 2-pointer, we can get to the century mark. How about that? Why not?
Got to always
Double
look.
twins. I think you're going to see a run here. Yep. And good job to escape. I think that's Juntman. Or is that Covington? That's Covington.
Yeah, Covington.
So Covington. I'm sorry, Tim.
That's okay, folks. Before the game ends here, I want to give a shout-out to our championship-level sponsor, which is Chick-fil-A. Providing generous support to the Pinnacle football program throughout the season. There is a new way to please the crowd. Chick-fil-A at Paradise Valley, located at 12031 North Tatum in Phoenix, Tatum and Cactus. Stop by and let them know you're a Pinnacle football fan. They didn't invent the chicken, just a sandwich. Eat more chicken. Visit chickfil-a.com for details. Proud sponsor, Pinnacle football.
Bok.
Yep,
Hattons own that, don't they?
they do.
Okay, thought so. They do have good food. Give them that. So that's gonna end it, folks. 58-34 in one of the craziest games I've ever seen. The first half was a lot of fun, just back and forth. The second half, wheels came off, then they got put back on, and then came off again. So we may see them again. Who knows? We've got our long track up from, feels like we're halfway to Mexico at this point, back to the north part of Phoenix. So, yeah, almost all the way there. We're in Ahwatukee, for those of you who've never heard of the place. And in Phoenix, if you're not from the city, you can go 90 miles and you never run out of city. It's so spread out.
So, folks, remember to join us, next week, Thursday, 7 o'clock game time, as we are back at Pinnacle High School to face Desert Mountain Thursday night, varsity game. And then from there on out, it's Friday nights, home, away, home. So,
League
get that,
play.
Rich. We're going to have Rich back out in the stadium, and in the stands next week, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Roaming Rich. That's his nickname.
So,
You'll
folks,
find him.
we want to thank you tonight for joining us. It's a pleasure. And for myself, Tim Storrs, Todd Dixon, and Rich Piper, we're going to say goodnight from Mountain Pointe High School out in Ahwatukee, and we will catch you next week, Thursday, 7 o'clock sharp.
All right, folks. See you next week.